And we're back. A little bit of technical difficulty. Sorry about that, folks. Vortex Racing Network, Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella. We are about to go green here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Grant Applegate on the pole. Colin Bollinger on the outside. Colin, got to be happy to not see Jordan Fisher here. I shouldn't say it that way, Zach. Colin, fierce competitor. He wants all the smoke, if you know what I'm talking about. But no Jordan Fisher here tonight, so going to be a different cast of characters up in the front row to do battle with him, specifically the continued success of Grant Applegate. Pace car is off the track now, waiting to see when the flag goes, and away we go. Applegate on the inside. Look at that outside lane, though. The 53 of Bollinger getting a hard push from Jared Kelly. Tony Iverson, third car on the outside lane, also giving him a good push. Inside lane, Applegate now with the 4-car lead over the number 11 of Joe Volpis. Applegate, Bollinger, Kelly bringing it through 1 and 2. Side by side is Kelly and Volpis. Behind them, side by side, Sean Walton with Tony Iverson. Oh, those guys are best friends, aren't they? Then you can see Thornton, Kyle, Daniel Plant-Smith. He's back for some more. And Matt Novella as well. Oh, little bit of touch in there. Look at how low Iverson already is on that apron. There's something we've noticed about that guy. Does it as good as anybody else. Finds the apron, catches that extra speed that you're going to get. And you just really have
we got to spin. We got to spin. It looks like Sanders is around, hard in the wall. Back down, and it looks like that. Who else is that?
No, Winstead. That's Winstead.
That's Winstead. You were right. That is Winstead. Yellow's out. Oh, that was ugly, Mean Gene. Oh man.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Whew. Gives me a chance to catch my breath after just plugging in a bunch of stuff into a bunch of circuit boards. I do apologize, VRN fans at home for that.
Medina. Oh no, Brandon Guerin last week showed up, got wrecked.
Let's take a look, Mean Gene, at what just went wrong. And yeah, you seem to have to already be to the bottom of this. Here we go. We'll start with Winstead here in the 27 race car, the Red Bull machine. And whoa, that happened a little bit too fast. And it definitely happened in front of them. It did. I think that's Sanders. I think that's Jack Sanders. Let's take a look. I believe it is. And it happened far before then. So nearly 3 wide here. And that's not even Sanders. Is it Garand? Let's start with Garand, okay? Let's try that. So that's Garand in the 57. And I think it might even be in front of this. In front of this, we have Clausen.
No, he was okay. It was further up.
Further up, further up.
Further up.
Even further. This is Plants.
That's Mata. I think he was okay.
And then here we go. Oh, there it is. It was Garand. It was Garand.
No, Brandon, no.
No. And he gets turned around right back up the track, and a lot of panic braking going on around him. I believe that is Sanders with a little bit of a handful of brake. It is. Oh, just nipped that cone right there.
Overcorrection, trying to get around. There's Louis getting through the commish.
Big hit there.
Here comes Farmer.
Let's go to Medina now. Here goes Medina late on the scene. Uh-oh. Okay, Medina's okay. Sanders comes back down, and then Clausen back up, likely with a broken race car.
So go back and look what happened to Winstead again, because that was weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Winstead. I apologize.
Guerin loses control. Sanders overcorrects.
Yes. And then, so what? How does Winstead get back involved in this?
Looks like Winstead couldn't slow down fast enough. Clausen looks like he bumps a little bit there.
Oh. And then,
I think Winstead was just coming in hot, and he tried to use the wheel to avoid people. Did Clausen tap Beverly? Go back a little bit.
Look, and Medina was in this.
Oh, that's Jose.
Medina was in this. And yeah, did Clausen tap Beverly? That's a great question. Let's take a look at that as well.
That's a good way to get a penalty.
Especially from the commish. You don't want to do that, do you?
Yeah, you don't tap the commish. Luckily, he's not a Vince McMahon commissioner, so you'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the type of commish that you do tap every now and again.
You're fired.
You're fired. Oh, I'm pretty proud of
that. That was way better than mine. Yeah, that was way better than mine.
Can you tell I watched that when I was? Oh, I still do. I'm not gonna lie. Well, here we go.
All right, let's see here. Keep an eye on Farmer. So everything's okay.
Is he farming for some contact?
No, it's,
No?
you don't want to, hopefully no one touched that STV. You don't want that.
No, they can really spread quickly if you touch them wrong, and that's
Okay,
why you saw.
yeah.
Wow. Hunter Hall, too.
Yeah, he'll just start collecting damage. Oh, Hunter's in the middle of a playoff run. He does not need that foolishness.
He escaped that one by the skin of his teeth. And interestingly, Mean Gene, trying to figure out if it's our damaged cars, it is not. A lot of this field already bringing it down, already thinking about fuel. And I will say, we are looking great, Mean Gene. Everything in terms of our connections looking amazing. Welcome to BRN, everybody. We love you guys. These are a few guys that I want to pay some attention to today. And first off, who else but the 55, the double nickel, as you like to call him. And I love that nickname, Mr. Jared Kelly. And I'm sure you know just as well as I do why he chose this track.
Yeah, Jared had a great time last year at this track. Also, Sunday just coming up a little bit short against his teammate in the Sunday Premier Cup. So Jared looking for a little bit extra. He got the second place trophy. Why not get a first place trophy? Also, he's in there with that first to engage team, slowly getting bigger and bigger. That's the Jose Medina team. He's brought Paul Ferdiani on board. Got Jared Kelly in there with him now. So Medina hopefully going to get this thing back on the track. Tell you what, though, Jose's a gamer. If he doesn't, he's going to stay in there and probably spot for those fellas. Just that kind of guy. But yeah, Jared Kelly, great to see him back. Even if it is just, a one-off, really great competitor.
Yeah, and that really is the only Jose Medina I know and love, so I could not agree more. And let's continue on through a few more interesting names that I saw in this field here today. And then next one up, besides, Applegate, great to see that he's full time, and now with the absence of Fisher and Bolander here today, grabs the pole. Excited about that. But also, we have, where did he go? Oh my gosh, there was someone.
He's in the pit.
Yep. So we have Garen Medina. Oh, Daniel, there he is. Daniel Plant Smith is here. Oh yeah, and
yeah, you want to talk
someone
about Bofa? You want to talk about Bofa?
Yeah, Sean Walton currently under probation, but that is not going to stop him from racing. Because one thing about Sean, he has gotten so much better. Still a very young driver and just improving every day. And he has become a race winner very recently. He has been lights out fast. He's in this field today. And Daniel Plant Smith, who we all know is very much a race winner, is up here with us as well. So this field, we might be missing Fisher and Bolander, but they have been replaced with a handful of drivers that are just as exciting in my opinion.
And funny story, those two guys are in Discord with Colin as well. So Colin got a couple of mercenaries to help him out here. Applegate up front, going to have plenty to deal with, though, with Bollinger next to him on that front row. Behind them, Kelly Iverson, last year's winner. There's Eric Thornton. This guy is one half of a turn away from getting a win this season. Novella, eight top tens on the season, 4 top 5. So Novella's knocking. Mata already has a win. So lots of experience, lots of victories up in the front here. And then look at that next row. You got Geyer in the middle of a playoff run, needs something good to happen today. And then the boys that decided to pit and take fuel, Vulpes, Kyle, Ferdiani, Lewis, Hunter Hall. Plenty of experience on this track here today. 21 drivers making the start. Pace car out of the way. Applegate on the inside is the control car. We're going to see what he does. Away we go. Great start there by Applegate. Caught Bollinger with his pants down. Outside lane, trying to make it work. Iverson into the back of the 53, pushing hard. Applegate, though, nice 3-car advantage. Carley on the inside. Behind him, Iverson looking low, looking high. Looking low again, going into turn 2, but it's Grant Applegate looking long and strong here, going into 4. Great lead by the 14.
Oh, man, I got all types of deja vu the first time I saw Tony Iverson send it to the inside on Vulpes and look for that aggressive pass early in this race. I forgot how... Oh, no! Kelly gets into by Novella. Tokyo drifting it through 3.
Tokyo.
Unbelievable job by Jared Kelly. That was some unreal driving.
What a save there by the double nickel driver in real life, putting those dirt skills on display here on the Vortex Racing Network. Lap number 6. Great racing there. Great save by the double nickel.
We got to take another look at this one, me and Gene, because this thing was all but wrecked as Jared Kelly here, side by side with Bollinger. This is through turn 2, and we'll talk so much about how these runs just build up and build up through these long straightaways. Iverson trying to go 3 wide. Before he knows it, it's only a 2 wide situation. He's to the inside of Jared Kelly with a head full of steam. Matt Novella says, don't mind if I do. I'd like to follow you through, and just 2 guys with different agendas there, and oh my goodness, Jared Kelly. Unbelievable.
Look at that. He only loses 1 position.
That is, oh my, something of steel right there from Jared Kelly. Incredible driving to keep that thing in the top 5. And
into the interior wall. Oh, he hits the interior entrance to pit road.
Grant Applegate has wrecked, and we are still green. We are still green.
Done. No way that car lived. He's done.
Oh, it's crab walking. It's crab walking. What happened?
He just got he got way loose, came down, hit the interior wall, tried to save it, and then he hit the barrier going into the pit.
Here we go. Me and Gene called it as it happened. The eye of a hawk, and Grant Applegate with the golden opportunity here. He is in the lead. He has the pole. He needs this win so desperately. Here he comes out of 4, loose already, into the wall. And that's all she wrote me, Gene. Oh, that's a sizable hit.
Here's ugly.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah. Why'd they put that there?
Ooh.
You know what that you know what that wall's saying right there though, me and Gene? It says, hey,
yeah.
It's not just reserved for car-on-car action.
Yeah. They say, hey, what you talking about? Talk about nothing. They're talking about nothing.
I'm talking about nothing.
Meanwhile, up front, Colin Bollinger doing battle with Tony Iverson. Who says, hey, this is my track. I am the winner. I win races here, not you. Great battle up front. Matt Novella in his typical top 3 position. God, Novella just so good here.
Oh,
Look, he's on that apron.
If patience costs money, Tony Iverson would not be able to afford it because this guy has none, and why would you when you have that much of a rocket ship beneath you? Iverson all over the 53 of Bollinger, and I think one thing, me and Gene, we might as well get out there. But and we're loose again. That's Steve Lewis.
No,
Lewis into the wall.
Louis.
He's going to elect to...
No, he's not going to bring it back out.
So he's going to take the penalty and also not pit. We'll see if he uses anything from the Owen School of Driving to get the much-needed caution here. And Applegate's saying, just bring out the caution. Oh, my goodness, me and Gene. I mean, one thing that is... I mean, we knew this going in. We both raced here. But these guys are being reminded of very quickly. You're not only racing your competitors, and I think even more than them, you're racing the track here.
Look, Louis doing 120 on the backstretch.
Hauling the mail is Lewis.
Look at that. Look at that. He got it up to 130 now, bud. Look out.
Oh, man, he is just, with that pace, he's got this thing.
Yeah, meanwhile, Applegate in the pit still trying to do repair. He hasn't shut it down. So he definitely is like, okay, maybe Louis broke. Maybe some others will get caught up. So Applegate doing the responsible thing, trying to get that rig back on the road. Meanwhile, look at Iverson gets up under Colin, tries to get him loose, hugs that apron. Colin using that momentum. Oh, he touches the wall. I saw the smoke.
And the momentum is going to be few and far between here. I mean, it's going to be harder to find than other tracks. This is a very flat track. Both of them cost themselves momentum there. Look how close that got Novella. But that top line is not advantageous. You need to do what Bollinger is doing right there, which is just throw that squeeze on the 13. That's how you make the outside work.
Wow, great work right there. Look at Tony, though. He gets that left front underneath that apron, and that's where you get that exit speed. Again. Now he's going to go down low. No block attempt by Bollinger. He's just trying to run this thing straight up. Going to see how they roll it going here into 1. But you're right, Novella's in that draft stream now. And look at Jared Kelly. He might have Tokyo drifted it before, but he's landed firmly back in Indianapolis doing battle here.
Man, Iverson, he is trying so hard to give Bollinger not even an extra millimeter of room that he needs to that wall. And then Bollinger is just, he has an answer for everything. He really does. It's pretty incredible watching him drive right now. And you saw Novella not striking right there, and it cost some momentum. And then right on his rear end now is Jared Kelly. Nice entry speed there by Novella. But I'll tell you right now, I mean, Gene, I designed that race car that 56 is driving right now, and I can tell you what's on the side of it, and it's a Reaper riding a Shark, and that's very fitting for what he's doing right now in this race.
Baby shark, doo 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 doo. No, I won't do it to y'all. Meanwhile,
You already did it. You already did it.
Meanwhile, great battling going back further as well. Look at Kevin Kyle, Michael Mata. Those guys also dueling it out. You can see Joe Volpis directly behind them. Looks like Clausen not having any speed issues, slowly closing the gap on Joe Volpis. He was just a little bit quicker that last lap. So these guys all closing in with each other, running around 52.8s, 52.7s, but up front, those front four, 52.13, 0.16.
Look at Iverson. He is just looking everywhere. And Bollinger and Iverson racing like it's the last lap of the race right now. For Matt Novella, you've got to be thinking, go ahead, waste your tires, waste your momentum. I will be there in no time. Same with Jared Kelly. And I'd be, I mean, it's so hard to look away from these two as Bollinger grazes the wall for about the 1,000th time in 13 laps. But look just beyond this group here to Dalton Geyer, currently sitting in 6th place. He has had just 2 nightmarish beginnings to races in the past 2 races. And he was in pretty comfortable playoff position, was Geyer, but wrecking out in the first 5 laps of both of the last 2 races with really, honestly, Mean Gene, no one to blame but himself. Geyer off to a great start here at a difficult racetrack, and if there's one thing I know about my cousin is that he really shines at very difficult racetracks.
You know, a little bit of paperwork, a little housekeeping there. Jose Medina does have his ride rolling 0.2 of a second off of the leaders that last lap. So that 54 probably could use a pit, get a little bit more repair done on it. 9 seconds behind the leaders. Brandon Guerin also continues to keep it rolling, but he is also in that struggle bus. He's a full second and a half.
Oh my God, they're banging
leaders.
Doors. They're banging, Iverson and Bollinger are banging doors down the front stretch.
Oh, look at the trouble that they're having out there in the lead.
They are putting on a show, but they are certainly not becoming bigger fans of one another right now, as if there was a such thing for these two to love each other any more than they already do. And here we go down another straightaway. And I'll tell you what, Mean Gene, these guys are having a harder time staying or not hitting each other down the straightaways than they are in the turns. But this is the best spin
here. Well, they're trying to take away that entry, right?
Definitely, and that's what you're seeing right there. I think Iverson really just needs that nose in front of Bollinger. I think he's going to try to clear him right now. Look for the slide job.
He's down. He's got it on the apron. I think this is it right here. He got that left front under the apron. Great exit speed there for Iverson. Going to bring it down the front stretch now, leading his first lap. Tony Iverson got to be thrilled about where he has that number 13 car here on lap number 16.
Yeah, Iverson really showing early that he wants to control this race. He made some really aggressive moves to get to the lead, to get really all the positions he needed. He was not wasting any time, and then once they got to Bollinger, he was roughing him up like it was the white flag. He wanted that lead, and he was really trying to send the message to Bollinger. I don't care how bad you want to lead laps. I don't care how bad you want to lead this race. I'm going to do whatever it takes to be in front of you right now. I don't want you in front of me. Tony Iverson doing, like I say every week, Mean Gene, Tony Iverson doing Tony Iverson things.
Now, my question is, though, did these boys get the memo about tires?
Right.
Because we saw yesterday, tires were not a huge issue. Track position was much more important, and we saw guys make 2 fuel stops and keep the same set of tires. So I'm very curious if guys who don't run on Sunday, an Iverson, a Bollinger, a Novella, they might not have got that memo, whereas a Jared Kelly, I bet he knows. He was in that race. Kevin Kyle, those guys know exactly what they're dealing with. Joe Volpis, that crew right there. Be curious. Paul Ferdiani, all those guys know that tires are not important. We're going to keep a close eye when they go in the pit. One would be surprised, too. You'd think at a track like this, you would want those tires, but it seems like the ability to roll and stay out of that air is just paramount. A little bit of looseness there by Novella. He's under pressure now by Jared Kelly.
Speaking of the double nickel, that's all he's going to need right there to make a move for 3rd place, and that is absolutely who I'd be the most afraid of, Mean Gene. so much because of what you just said. That is so big to know everything that you could have learned yesterday over in the BRL racing at this same track. And that is just more than valuable information, completely priceless information that Jared Kelly and everybody else who raced that race will know. Jose Medina, a big shame he was in that race too, but already into some misfortune. But he is in the lead lap, so we'll go back to that when the time comes. Joseph Volpus, another one to keep your eye on. But I like Jared Kelly, and I'll tell you why else besides your reason, Mean Gene. He gets to race for one reason and one reason only, and that is for a trophy. He doesn't need to care about stage points at all, leading laps. He only needs to lead one lap today, and we all know which one it is.
Yeah, he wants to lead lap number 80 here today. A couple of fast movers we could talk about. Tony Iverson, of course, up 5 spots into that first place position. But how about Dalton Geyer, man? He's up 10. He's running in 6. Got to be really happy. He is directly in between a couple of fast movers. Got Thornton in front of him, Kevin Kyle behind him. But right now, Dalton holding that 36 firm in that 6th place position.
Yeah, Dalton is doing a fantastic job right now, really just keeping the wheels straight. I think what's most impressive right now about Geyer is, like we just talked about, 2 self-inflicted early incidents in the past 2 races has put him really into a little bit of dangerous playoff territory where he needs runs like this. And it's so hard, Mean Gene. We've both been there where you've had a handful of bad races. You're just thinking, just let me finish one. Let me get to halfway of one. Let me just race a little bit. Geyer not showing any timidness. That should come with that mentality. Aggressive as ever, up 10 spots. And like I said, this is a difficult racetrack. We've already seen our pole sitter make a mistake and take himself virtually out of the race. We saw another very talented driver in Steve Lewis do essentially an identical thing. Dalton Geyer loves these type of tracks. He loves places where he gets an opportunity to shift a lot, and he loves where talent shines. Not surprised, but very proud to see him doing what he's doing. And I apologize, cut you off when you're going through the field to give some updates on everyone else who was in earlier incidents. Jack Sanders back on the field, and I'm not sure if you can hear that car, Mean Gene. It sounds terrible. It sounds like a cat in a blender.
No. Well, he is 2 down. But how about 6 down? I saw the 88 also make his way back onto the track. Gonna keep an eye on his speed, yeah.
And guess who's only been in the pits for 11 minutes and 30 seconds?
Yeah, Grant telling him, beat it. Just beat it.
Literally, he needs one of those guys to just stand on or just dive on top. And one more thing, going back to Iverson real quick, Mean Gene, it would have been fun if I remembered in the moment to have seen his face. But guess what's back? Hey, Look at that face.
Look at him.
Look at that guy. Hotter than do we even want to know?
Chili pepper.
Very nice, very nice. But there it is. That's the look of Focus, and maybe that has something to do with the hat he's wearing. Fun trivia fact that I'm sure a lot of you watching know. First ever winner at this track was Jeff Gordon.
Oh, so a little nostalgia on his side.
Yes.
And he's in the dark. Check him out.
He always races in the dark, which Mata pitting early. No surprise there to see Mata being the first to want to run that adverse strategy. So now we are going to look for guys on his team. Another guy, Mean Gene, that I just realized that we're missing out on right now, a teammate, or I should say a proxy teammate of Michael Mata, Alex Hillman, is not in the field today.
Yeah, no Hillman, no case of beer.
No, so Mata kind of running solo, is he not?
No Stinson, no Bobby Dodson. Yeah, so Mata out here by himself, but he's probably talking with those DDI guys again.
He probably is. He's probably with Geyer, I'd assume Hunter Hall. That would be my guess. You never know. Such interesting groups here. And speaking of interesting groups, look at this group of 3. Eric Thornton, Dalton Geyer, and Kevin Kyle. Kevin Kyle, another driver that was in the race yesterday. He'll know the strategy. He'll know what to do in terms of tires around here. And I'd also assume, even though Geyer doesn't know, he is one that is you call a lot of races with that 36. He is never against running an alternative strategy. If he sees people around him taking 2 or 0 tires and it working for him, he'll be the first to bite.
Yeah, if you're not the fastest guy on the track straight up, you might think about doing a little bit something alternative just to see what you can get out of it. Speaking of alternative, how about already looking at 4 tires for Mata on that stop? He didn't get the memo.
And I guess that's why you pit early, right, Mean Gene? Because Michael Mata pitting much earlier than those around him. And my assumption with that as well is that he's thinking it's going to be, quite a bit early. I don't think he expected anyone to follow him, right? I don't think he thought he was going to start the avalanche. I think you pit that early thinking, I want to pit 5, 6, maybe even 10 laps before everybody else does. There it is right there as he passes the third place car of Jared Kelly. And I will say, Mean Gene, just like we already talked about, that is not anywhere near enough of a tire advantage to convince me to take 4 under green.
Nope, not considering what we saw yesterday, but he did make it by Kelly, so that was impressive in my opinion to zip by the third place car. We'll see what happens though if and when he closes up on Colin and Tony to see if he can get by those two guys. I think he might have a little bit harder of a battle. Jared seems to be content saving tires. He knows the program.
Yeah, Kelly, a really fast driver, really, really good on these flat style tracks. I mean, he's already proved it to us. He was completely sideways through an entire corner, a dirt racing background Jared Kelly has, and he was on display right there. And I think Jared Kelly, understanding the situation, looking in front of him, he's raced against Bollinger and Iverson, I think more times than he can count. He knows his path to victory, and he is doing it perfectly right now. I mean, you could look at him and say, oh, he's 2.5 seconds behind behind Iverson. Well, look where Matt Novello of 4th place is. He is 4 seconds behind, and Kelly passed him only a handful of laps ago.
And the other thing, if I'm Jared Kelly, I'm wondering if these guys decide to take 4 tires, I'm going to get 10 seconds on them.
Dalton Geyer appears to have an issue. Geyer loses a handful of spots. He gets passed by Plant Smith there. My guess is we will see Dalton duck it in soon. Something not right with that 36. He's going to try to gather it back up. I will see if I can get a replay of what caused Dalton Geyer to lose all those positions. I got it right here for us, actually, me and Gene. Let's take a look.
Uh-oh.
So Geyer here is going to go from 5th all the way down to, I believe, 9th. So here he is following Eric Thornton. This is into 4. Dalton going to try to use the high lane. You see Kevin Kyle looking to his inside. Still, he's looking okay. Not seeing anything sticking out yet. I will fast forward here to see if we can. Okay, there goes Kevin Kyle, and here comes Volpus.
Off pace for sure.
He may just be falling off. He appears to just be falling off, me and Gene.
Or he could be counting laps. Who knows?
Right. I mean, he is. I never put it past him, and sometimes he doesn't even tell me. And just as I predicted. Here comes Geyer, 1 lap later than I expected, but nonetheless on the earlier side. My guess is 4 tires here. Whatever happened there, I doubt he's going to want to experience that again. So I think the guys that are really going to be interesting in terms of 2 versus 4 versus even 0, obviously got to be our leaders, right? The top 4.
Other people in the pit, you can see Applegate still working on it at the 16-minute mark. Steve Lewis did bring it back down for his 3rd pit stop, 4 minutes into that pit stop. Meanwhile, Geyer getting service done to the 36 Chevrolet right now. Definitely, there it is. They're going to put the right sides and the left sides on there. 15.10 pit time there for Dalton Geyer.
Yeah, Geyer going to be another one of the first ones to bite, which is going to move the hardest charger.
Here comes Tony.
Here comes Tony. So that will be interesting. And Zach Clausen has actually moved up 8 spots. And gotta mention this too. And look at that look of focus. Zach Clausen, also another driver cam we have. There it is right there, the Clausen cam.
Oh. Mark safe from Farmer. Look at him leaning too.
Look at
You've got
that.
to fight the momentum.
Yeah, you gotta move your head to be level with the track, right, Mean Gene? That's just pro racing.
All right, here we go. So pit stop's underway. Tony Iverson got right sides on there. They're bringing it around.
43 pitting this time.
Looks like he's going left sides as well. Jared Kelly is going to take right and left sides as well this time. So everybody going with 4 here on this first stop. Maybe Kelly's going to wait to pull that crafty move at the end.
Yeah, that may be the time to keep that in your back pocket. Here comes Bollinger and Novella into the pits. I don't think the undercut, Clausen as well, I don't think the undercut should be too dramatic, Mean Gene, for guys like Iverson or even guys like Mata. I guess I'll go ahead and say I don't think Mata's going to take the lead this race, even with how early he pit.
Ooh, well, he might not take it this sequence, but hey, one caution, who knows what could happen.
Let's see. Here's Iverson and...
Oh, it's been an Applegate sighting.
Oh! Let me find him. Look who it is. There he is. Grant Applegate back on the track. Car looks healthy. Problem is how many laps down it is.
Oh, about 20.
So we just need 20 cautions.
Yep.
And no one else go a lap down.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, there's a few a lap down right now before they even work their way through this sequence. Here comes Jose Medina. Medina, another guy, was having a little bit of a tough time, but did get that car back up to speed. Was about 3/10 of a second off of the leader, so hasn't faded too much. But Jose, one of the cars that would definitely benefit from a caution here, so he could get that last little bit of work done on that number 56 Toyota.
So the drivers who have yet to pit now go all the way down to John Beverly over in 5th place. Everyone beyond Beverly has brought it down on this cycle. Guys like Kevin Kyle, again, all the way down to Beverly, they actually have pit, Mean Gene, but they pit on lap 3 on that first caution. So they can run this a little bit long. It does appear that every driver is running their fuel tank dry right now.
Hey, and why not? You know, every little inch you stay out there is just another opportunity for something to happen. Here comes Kevin Kyle. He's going to bring her down.
Kevin Kyle going to bring it down for his scheduled pit stop. I think even like we talked about Kevin Kyle, one of the BRL guys who raced yesterday, I think that won't be enough to convince him to take anything besides 4 tires. You know he has information available to him through his team, so I'd assume he'll do the same as everybody else. Vulpes and Smith able to make these tires last quite a while. Vulpes, like Kevin Kyle, pit on lap 3. Daniel Smith 1 lap after on lap 4, so he took the penalty to go to the rear of the field and take a little bit more gas for this reason right here. I think, Mean Gene, the reason there had to have been to try to get it to the halfway point of the race.
Yeah, there will be no caution for the halfway point, but stage points will be awarded to the top 5 drivers when they come across on lap number 40. So if you can push it, hey, why not? Here comes Vulpes now. But that was great for Vulpes' part to be able to stay out there. He was only running in the top 6 at best. Stays out a little bit longer, ends up getting some points for leading a lap. That's some smart point racing right there by the number 11 Ford.
And likely a reason why someone like Grant Applegate is still on track, besides his experience of getting better. If he can rack up the fastest lap, which with a healthy race car he's still very capable of, that's a bonus point. Any point going to count right now for Applegate to make it to this chase. But as I predicted, Mean Gene, Tony Iverson going to cycle around here, take back the lead of the race. And not only did Michael Mata not take the lead of this race, he made 0 forward progress. So if you were another driver out there, you better be paying attention to that, because that just told you a whole story of how to approach the second half of this race.
Yeah, the short pit, it's not going to help you out. It's definitely a matter of the dirty air, just dealing with the dirty air. Everybody's still on equal footing as far as taking the 4 tires. That was consistent all the way down. A little bit more housekeeping. Looks like Jack Sanders back into the pits on an extended pit stop, trying to get repair work done. And hey, why not? You got a 10-lap lead over the 88 of Lewis, and you've got a nice 17-lap lead over the 14 of Applegate. So Sanders has some time to get that repair work done.
Yeah, he does. I mean, this is a long lap here, one where you can often pit and not worry about going a lap down. And look at this right here. So Vulpes and Smith running nose to tail right now. That is Smith right there behind the 11 of Vulpes. They are the ones who ran the longest out of our lead cars. And look who is within their windshield. It's Michael Mata. There is no incentive to undercut this. You run this thing till it's dry, so you're not on the wrong end of a pit stop. I think Iverson and Bollinger, they have the speed to where they don't need to care about that type of thing. I think Jared Kelly as well, especially if we stay green in this race. But that has told a fascinating story. And these cars, they are getting spread out. Again, this is a big racetrack, Mean Gene. Similar to Pocono, it's not uncommon to see these type of gaps start to form on these longer runs.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as the gap goes, Kevin Kyle, Joe Vulpes, and Daniel Smith, they didn't get the memo. There goes Kevin Kyle a little bit high. Going to let Vulpes slip by on the inside, side by side with Daniel Smith. Now drag racing down the front stretch is the 31 of Smith and the 29 of Kyle. Going to bring it into turn number 1. This is going to be an exciting game of chicken.
Whoa, and that certainly is what that just was, as it was literally just, I'm turning in, well, so am I, as Smith and Kevin Kyle come together on the edge of the corner. You can tell Kyle not happy with that. Going to try to put the squeeze on Smith through 2, but nothing he can really do about it. And now, next thing to pay attention to, that's a 10-lap difference right here between Mata and Volpis in terms of tire differential. We've criticized Michael Mata all the way until the chickens came home, until about that undercut. Now, how easy will this pass be for Volpis, or will Mata still have something to try to fight him off?
Well, here it is. He's going to duck down below. Looks like Mata tried to close the door. Volpis didn't quite get onto the apron the way he would want to, but it looks like he's going to have that momentum.
Whoa.
And now here comes Smith as well.
Nice
I'll
save by
tell you
Geyer.
what, if Kevin Kyle can catch up to the 31, I have one question for him, and that's what would Austin do?
I think he probably hit him with a slow cold stunner, right?
Dun-dun. Yeah, Dylan, buddy. What would Austin Dillon do?
Oh,
all right, so
I think probably hit him with
looks
a slow
like
cold stunner, right?
yeah, that too. If that's what using the front bumper is called.
Yeah.
Well, look at how quickly Volpis and Smith made it by Mata. Kevin Kyle still trying to recover with that little tit-a-tat that he had with Daniel Smith. Isn't quite in range yet, but Mata is in his radar. Ahead of them, you can see Thornton still trying to put down good laps, but Volpis and Smith about 0.2 of a second quicker, slowly drawing in that number 1 Chevrolet.
Yeah, they really are. It's happening pretty quick. I think a little bit quicker than I expected as we're seeing this differential. It does seem to really benefit you to have those fresher tires as the run goes on than it does to find some time and some delta on the earlier side of it. And one guy, again, who ran it pretty short, I will say, but definitely benefited from it, Jose Medina. He was in one of those earlier incidents, and he was able to stay in the lead lap, and he definitely net gained a big handful of positions on that cycle there. Jose Medina up to 13th place, well within the lead lap now, and now he can just start picking off cars and getting those points that he needs to make this chase.
Yeah, great recovery there for the team captain, first to Engage Motorsports, 54 Toyota. Medina up 6 spots and working with a busted car. Behind him, Clausen faded a little bit. Not sure what happened to Zach. He was up a little bit higher earlier in the race. Still up 3 spots from his starting position, but I think he's going to need to dial it in and just follow Jose. You know, Jose's putting down some good laps. Why not? These guys are teammates on Sunday. Just let that guy pull you up into the top 10, perhaps.
It really cannot be understated how big of a deal the draft is at a track like this, with these enormous front and back stretches that can likely get you an extra 5-10 miles per hour as you if you have a drafting partner like Medina, especially like you said, a teammate where you're on the same page, not trying to pass one another. And you see the focus on Clausen's face right there on the Chantilly Lace onboard camera. Shout out to Chantilly Lace for getting us these cameras. So cool to see a driver cam back here on BRN. But man, you can really see just how difficult it is on the entry and especially exits of these corners. You see Clausen kind of having to yo-yo the wheel a little bit on those exits to keep that 43 straight and not affecting anyone around him. But he is doing what he has to, and sometimes even though, you know, he's likely, and look at that too, as he is now loosening up. Oh, massive wreck! Did you see that?
The commissioner.
Oh, man. And he may have towed enough. He towed quick enough to where we're going to stay green.
Oh, shit.
Unbelievable. The commissioner. That's the 3rd time we've seen cars coming out of that turn just get loose and go right down into that infield wall.
Here it is. Another look at it. He's loose on entry, meaning he is loose before the turn has even began. He is doing everything he can to try to get it back, but I think that's all she's already wrote. I don't know what else Bev could have done about this. And once you were, whoa, what a helpless feeling this is.
Wow. Meanwhile, Eric Thornton also off pace. Thornton has fallen back 2 spots. Not sure what's going on there in the number 1.
Yeah.
But he was 2.5 seconds off the pace that last lap.
Look what I have in my data here. I mean, Gene, he entered and exited pit lane, so I think we're going to see the same thing, but I think we might see the second best save of the day here. Let's see. He's racing Daniel Plant Smith, and this is 3 and 4. So here we go. He's on the inside. Looking okay so far. Loose she goes. Into the pits. Wow.
Oh.
Without an inch to spare. Thornton, no penalty. Really the only penalty, a little bit lost in track position. That could have been so much worse, BG.
Yeah, good save there. Him and Jared Kelly both showing some serious skills to keep from ending their day early. Up front, Tony Iverson now with a 4-second lead and actually 0.3 of a second faster than Colin that last lap. So Tony has to be liking what he's seeing. This thing is dialing it in the same way that it did last year, where he's just leading laps, getting the gap, and holding on to his position. And with the field spreading out the way it has, the odds of cautions go down and down.
They do, and this actually is for the stage as well. And you're right, and you can really even tell by the body language of Tony Iverson. He is chilling in the cockpit of that race car right now. And why would you not? There's a stage win for Tony Iverson as we cross the line to go to lap 41. We are officially in the latter half of this race. So it'll be Iverson first place, Bollinger second, Jared Kelly third. Those are points that others needed, but Kelly's like, too bad. And then you got Matt Novella in fourth, Joseph Volpes in fifth, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that where they stop?
That's it.
Yep. All right.
Oh, that was really good there for those guys, especially Iverson. You know, that was something I kind of wanted to talk about earlier in the broadcast was Iverson needs a big day here. You know, I was going to say Matt Novella also. If Novella doesn't win this race, I think he can forget about chasing down Colin Bollinger.
Yes.
And I think Iverson, after last week's fiasco, in a little bit worse of a position. Oh, look at Volpes get loose right there. That's going to let Daniel Smith go by. I think Iverson is in a similar situation where he needs something big to happen. Winning the stage is definitely part one of making that happen. Of course, Colin's behind him, so that's only like improving 1 point.
Right.
But that's, you know, first place. You can't do any better than that.
No, you really can't. And those stage wins, they do add up, and they follow you to the playoffs, which is a big deal. That's a big stage win for Tony Iverson, really looking for that championship here in the MRL. I mean, it has eluded him for far too long, has it? And Iverson doing a great job loose there, but again, look at the top right of your screen. I would not have looked like that, Michi. I would have been a lot more flustered, for lack of a better word, than Tony was right there. He is chilling right now, and that is what leading a race by nearly 5 seconds will do for you.
Now look at this action. Eric Thornton and Grant Applegate. These guys bumped each other just a few races ago. And you know what? Let's add a little bit of fire, a little fuel to that fire, and let's put Sean Walton behind him. The good times.
I mean, it's one way to make it better. You have two guys that are looking at each other. How can you make the situation more fun? Throw Sean Walton in as a part-timer.
There he goes. Sean Walton looking below Applegate. Good move there. Applegate going to let him go by. Walton on the lead lap. Eric Thornton, again, you know, he had that whoopsie daisy. You got to wonder about the integrity of his tires. They've had enough laps to cool off, but I'm sure he wore them out a little bit quicker than the 23. And look at how all three of those guys doing such a great job getting that front left down on that apron to get that exit speed.
Also, not sure how much came across on our previous broadcast of this race when my circuit board was sparking like the 4th of July, but Walton is under season-long league-wide probation here in MRL. So that he earned it on Friday night in the ARCA series, but it applies to tonight. It applies to tonight, it applies to Thursday, and it applies to Friday. So Walton needs to be careful. He has the speed to win races without roughing people up. He doesn't need to drive the way he has in the past month or so. And right now, I think, is a good example of that, is he's going to work his way around Eric Thornton and into, it looks like that is going to be 9th place. So great run so far from Sean Walton.
See, Applegate ended up going with him. I think Thornton's still suffering from tire wear from the effect of that big save that he had back on lap number 38. So Thornton still got her rolling, still in a good position to pick up points here today, but no match for the speed of Sean Walton, who takes over that 9th place. And there's Applegate. He's just trying to click off some laps.
Look what happened up front.
Applegate only 4 laps behind Steve Lewis now.
Kelly has gone around Bollinger, Gene.
Wonder what Colin's up to.
Here's the pass. This is a instant replay here. And it looks like this is just going to be a straight up pass by the double nickel.
Yeah, look how he just gets down on that apron.
Perfect.
I mean, that is 101 of driving here at Indianapolis. You've got to come in. That is just perfect driving.
Textbook pass right there.
That's, if you go look at any of the videos of how to drive Indy, that's what they're going to show you.
Literally could not agree more. You get your nose to below them on the exit of the corner. You show your nose that I am going to pass you, and then you complete the pass in one corner. What a great job. And Jared Kelly really just putting on display of how to properly drive a race car here around the Brickyard.
Yeah. And when he did that pass, especially, I've seen some videos where they talk about go in too deep. That way, when you accelerate, that is what's gonna make your car go a little bit higher and stay on that apron. So if you're not getting on the throttle in time, you might go in the grass, and that looks like the speed and precision that Kelly just displayed there.
And like, isn't it so fun when you watch those videos and you're like, cool, yeah, I wish I could do that. It's so much easier said than done to do what you just described. But you're right, that is the proper way to make a pass around here, but it also comes with an abundance of skill. And luckily, Jared Kelly has that, as Michael Mata going to bring it in for what I think I would consider a scheduled pit stop here, me and Gene. He is going to have, and I mean, from what I can tell, to the number, enough fuel to maybe finish this race.
Yeah, interesting to see. He's calling it close. He's committed, though, to that short pit.
Garen as well.
You know, he did it the first time, and he did it again. Yep, here comes Garen. Garen, of course, 2 laps down, looking for some kind of advantage, really needing some caution so he could get back on the lead lap. Garen is the first car that's 2 laps down for him, and he's got a pretty good gap. Sanders, 6 behind him. John Beverly, unfortunately, he's still repairing that car, though. The commission not giving up yet.
It feels like the type of car that where the crew, you would bring it down to the pit crew and they'd just say, yeah, to the hauler with that one. Because that was an enormous hit we saw from the commish there of John Beverly. But hey, hopefully he can bring it back out.
If Applegate can live, if Applegate lived through his, anyone.
If he's alive and still putting down fast laps, then you're right. Anybody can. You're not wrong at all about that, Mean Gene. And back to Mata real quick. We saw him put on 4 tires. I think he's kind of married to that. But like you said, oh man, Mean Gene, if I'm Jared Kelly, 5-second difference? Do you dare? Do you dare?
Not yet. There's one more pit stop, right?
On this pit, yes, this upcoming pit stop. Do you do it?
If this is the last, if you think this is the last one, you do.
I think so too. Just put fuel in her.
Meanwhile, Mata took 4 again.
He did, and I think, like I said, I think he's married to that. Mean Gene, I think he has to with that earlier pit stop he did to start this race. He can't be on no tires 50 laps while, or with guys with 10 laps newer than they would be if he had changed them, right? You were just so married to that strategy once you pit that early.
Yeah, I mean, Kelly was so insistent on the frustration of track position versus tires. Yes. As long as he's within 10 seconds of the leader, he has to feel like, if I pit when Iverson pits, I can cut it if Iverson doesn't do it. Now, if Iverson takes just right sides, that makes it a little more spicy. They'll be right on top of each other.
Right. Iverson right now thinking in his head, do I take a risk like that? Do I take 2, thinking Kelly might take 0 and I have to pass him on track? But what if he takes 4 and I take 2 for no reason, right? There's so many different ways to look at this if you're Tony Iverson. I think the best way to negate the disadvantage that could be coming towards you is just wait for everybody else to pit. Take the overcut, take whatever time you lose with that, just so you're not caught by surprise by anyone else's strategy. If Kelly wants to take 0 tires, then maybe you take 2.
Yeah, because Mata just turned a 52.7 on those brand new tires. And guess what Iverson ran that last time?
Wow.
52.7.
A 52.7. Wow, you're not wrong. That is mind blowing. I mean, Iverson is just, that 13 is a rocket ship right now.
Well, and Kelly not too far off, 52.9, 52.5 by Daniel Smith. Smith showing some crazy speed. If this thing got re-racked, I would be very curious to see what the 31 could do.
Same. Daniel Smith putting down the fastest laps of the older tire cars on track right now, and no surprise from Smith to be doing that. One of the better long-run cars or drivers we ever get to see. Miss him here as a full-timer on Monday nights very much, but really a pleasure to see him back here, especially for this Brickyard race. But yeah, Daniel Smith would be the guy I'd be most afraid of as well, Mean Gene, if we were to rack this thing back up and call it even with everyone out having 4 freshies.
Well, looky. Clausen couldn't keep up with Medina. Medina continuing to climb, now finds himself up into 10th position. Thornton behind him. Thornton 3 seconds slower that last lap. So something crazy must have happened to Eric Thornton to lose another 3 seconds that last lap.
Yeah, I'm looking so closely at that one race card. I'm not seeing any serious damage. I think it's what you alluded to earlier, that a big incident, like granted, an incredible save, but that could really upset the tires with you. And like I said in the DDIRL broadcast, it's kind of like it's like a wife or a girlfriend that they'll forgive you eventually. You just have to give them some time to cool off. But you know, Mean Gene, sometimes you've gone too far, and they're not going to forgive you. And that might be the tire situation here.
Well, luckily tires are just like wives and girlfriends. You got
Switch
another set in the pit waiting. Yeah.
Just, you and I especially know that. They're just in the stall. But
Here we go.
Iverson bringing it in. Yep. So doing pretty much what I said not to, but what do I know? I'm not the guy with the 5-second lead.
Meanwhile, Geyer in and out takes the 4 tires. Kelly going to stay out on the track, as is Bollinger. We'll see what Iverson's going to do. This is going to be quite fascinating. While Kelly and Bollinger are still on the track, going to get to see him show his cards first.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big advantage for Kelly, who again is only racing for a trophy here. He does not need to care about how many laps he leads, about really anything besides crossing the finish line first. Iverson appears to be taking 4 here, and maybe we've been over-speculating here a little bit, Mean Gene. Could have been a differential in track conditions, no matter what it is. Oh, I see that Boston Celtics pit board, whoever that is. I love you. I believe that's
That's Bollinger.
That's Bollinger. I forgot that Bollinger has that Celtics. Yeah, let's go, baby. NBA season starts tomorrow. And here comes Jared Kelly. 1 lap. Let's see. Does he want to do anything cute? What do you think here?
I get cute. Oh, I take right sides. If you saw that Iverson took 4, I take right sides, and that closes the gap, and then you're on him.
Oh, man. I'd be like a golden retriever puppy right now, Mean Gene. I'd be the cutest thing you've ever seen. I might even take no tires.
Or I was about to say, he was so incensed in that interview that you did with him on Sunday. I would not be surprised if he took none.
I heard that. God, they were pissed. God, they were upset.
Yeah. Here we go. He's in the pit.
Look how
he's got the car aimed perfectly.
Yep. 2. Does the other side come up? You're not going to win this race by taking 4, in my opinion. But he's going to.
Oh, and he does. He takes 4.
He's going to take 4.
Well, and here comes Ferdiani and Thornton into the pit.
Haven't gotten to
annoy anyone yet. Ferdiani was there on Sunday. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, he was. Ferdiani, and that's... Uh-oh, Mean Gene. That's a lot of tires.
Yeah, he took a lot of tires.
And Thornton as well.
Thornton, same way. Everybody just taking 4. Nobody taking chances here today.
Looks like Thornton may have actually spent a tiny bit of extra time in the pits to get a little bit of damage fixed, or just kept leading that badly, as now Ferdiani has gotten by him.
Here comes Clausen into the pit. He missed Sunday's race, so he did not get the email on strategy.
One thing about Clausen, every time I go to his driver cam, and I do not mean this as a criticism in the slightest, because I'm the same way. It must run with the name being spelled correctly with an H at the end. But the fatigue seems to be setting in for Clausen a little bit as he misses his
get in the pit. There you go. Oh.
Does he know he can just drive through that 01 at Beverly? Oh, yeah, you can see him mad at himself right there. They probably have his audio muted. But I think the fatigue setting in a little bit for Clausen. These long runs at a track like this can do it to you. You've seen him flicking his wrist, trying to get the blood flow back in his wrist, trying to make the nut as sore. I am guilty of that a lot, and Mean Gene, I've lost races because of that. It is not easy, and it's so easy to watch these guys and say, all they're doing is sitting on a driving simulator. They're not doing anything like the pros are. This is not for the weak.
22 seconds in the pit there. Clausen lost 7.5 seconds.
Brutal, as you see Bollinger bringing it in now. I think Bollinger, after I think what he's seen already in this race, Mean Gene, he's gotten passed on speed by Iverson and by Jared Kelly. I think with Jordan Fisher not even starting here today, this has got to be a golden opportunity to points race if you're that 53.
Everybody taking 4. Here comes Daniel Smith. Oh, he got loose on entry. Be curious to see if the 31 is going to get a speeding penalty. Joe Volpus, but here comes Kevin Kyle behind them. That makes it so that everybody has come through after those 3 guys run into there. Going to be curious, though, to see if Smith gets any kind of penalty.
I will say I saw the same exact thing when he came in previously. So deep, so aggressive. I think Smith is just that good. I think he's just that comfortable doing that, which is, if there's one area I can improve as a driver, it's that, Mean Gene. Whenever I lose multiple seconds on track, it's by just being not brave enough to do what we just saw Smith do. And there it is right there. That's why you do it.
Wow,
look at
great work.
Volpus. And this will be a drag race here between Volpus and Smith. Wow. Did Volpus take 4? He did. Wow.
Yep.
Great pit stop by the 13 crew there. Or the 11 crew. I'm sorry.
Everybody took 4.
Look at Smith, though. He is going to be even with Bollinger. Wow. What a net gain for the 31.
Yeah, that pit entrance that he had, really magnificent. Meanwhile, bad news. The 23 has disconnected. We lost Sean Walton.
That's one way to avoid a suspension.
Yeah, I'm curious, though. The way he came into the pit, I wonder if he had a penalty and just called it.
Sean, I will try to answer that question for you, my friend. No, here he is. Oh, yeah. Yep. You a genie or something, Mean Gene? Is it you were exactly right?
Yeah, that's what happened to him a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. Maybe just don't speed. But hey, I mean, that's also, again, like, I lose time by not speeding. It's a double-edged sword, right? Or you can just beat Daniel Plant Smith and risk it every time and just jump so many cars by being that talented and aggressive. But one thing that, oh boy, Mean Gene, Jared Kelly is faster than Tony Iverson right now.
Yeah, he is trying to catch him, trying to close that gap. It's 4.5 seconds, though, so Kelly's got his work cut out for him. Going to try to chase down Tony Iverson. 22 laps remaining here at Indianapolis. While we're looking at this chase, hey, let's take this opportunity to give a shout out to our league sponsor, Chantilly Lace Photography. Chantilly Lace, they are an East Coast-based photography service. 3 locations, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Savannah, Georgia. Now, they do more than just weddings. This is a family photography. They can do weddings, they can do engagements, any type of family engagement. You're going to do a bar mitzvah. They do boudoir photos, and they're not just for clients, they're also for professional photographers. You wondering what kind of lighting you might use? They can help teach you, bring you to that next level of your advancement as well. That's Chantilly Lace Photography. Give them a shout out. If you got any kind of event going on, they can put together the set for you. They make the albums as well. These guys are pretty much a one-stop service to memorialize your family moments.
They really are, Mean Gene. So lucky to have them. Big thanks to them making the driver cams possible. We have Clausen and Iverson on the scene right now. That they both are. That is all thanks to Chantilly Lace. What a wonderful sponsor to make this league possible. Cannot thank them enough. And everything you just said is, yep, more than true. Beautiful photos for any occasion, not limited to just things like weddings. Hey, maybe if you are like Jared Kelly and you're getting ready to win your first IRL race, bring him along with you. Maybe for Jared Kelly and you've taken off 3 seconds off of Tony Iverson's lead in two laps, you should be calling Chantilly Lace right now.
Well, he is blowing it up. He's getting a little bit of a push from Jack Sanders from behind. I think it's more about
this, too.
Also, look at, just the amount of speed that he is showing right now. Going to have Clausen in front of him. That ought to make for an interesting pass. That's Tony Iverson coming up on Zach Clausen. So that going to be very curious to see how lap traffic is going to affect him.
I do think Hunter Hall, I can't confirm, but I can't imagine any other reason why that would have happened. I think Panzarella had to do something, or had to have something to do with how that lead just shrunk so significantly, so quickly, Mean Gene. That was 3 seconds and 2 laps. That Chantilly lace plug, we lost 3 seconds in that. That is mind-boggling. That is such a bad sign for Tony Iverson. I don't understand what could be going on right now. It has to have been something with Hunter Hall. We'll have to continue to keep our eye on that. But the biggest thing, though, Mean Gene, is now that he's lost all that time, it's down to 1.5 seconds. And the yellow's out. Doesn't even matter. Yellow's out. Doesn't even matter. We've got a wreck. Oh, it's Kevin Kyle and Matt Novella.
Oh, here comes Eric Thornton in like a maniac. Oh, or Mata.
That was Mata.
Mata about killed somebody.
He did his best. Jeez, guys.
He came in at Novella like a meat missile.
Way to just destroy my whole narrative too, by the way, guys. That was gonna be fascinating, but doesn't matter anymore. Let's take a look at why we're under caution.
Yep.
Novella loose. Oh, poor Kevin
he
Kyle.
Picks up Kevin.
Innocent bystander was KK, and if you ask KK, he'll tell you that's every wreck he's ever been in.
You know what? We'll take this opportunity to say Kevin is not going to make a Woodscape trophy for this one.
Yeah, no, he's not. Not for a discount, at least. As you can tell,
The
once
lap
Novella...
63 contact.
Novella made huge contact with the outside wall. I mean, Gene, it broke his toe link for real this time. And he had no control over it down into Kevin Kyle. I think Kyle should be okay. Hopefully, to continue on this race. Michael Mata tried to do something about it, but no, those tires are not at all. I don't think anyone will leave their tires on, though, but we'll have to see as we are now under yellow for the second time here today. As we'll take a look at the VRN schedule, which is it's in for some pretty big changes because we have wrapped up Wednesdays.
That's right. So, of course, you're watching Monday Night Mayhem here right now live on the Vortex Racing Network. Yesterday, we brought you the Bonfire Race League Premier Cup Series. They were at Indianapolis as well. Tomorrow night, Big Truckin' Tuesday, going to continue. We'll do a rebroadcast. That will be me, Zach, and Smokin' Joe. Wednesday, though, that's changing, right? No more Wednesday. Instead, we're going to be doing a Monday ARCA series. Is that right?
Yes, we are. Wednesday has wrapped up. Their champion. I mean, do I have to be the one to say it, Gene? I mean, it's yours truly.
I mean, the ring you're wearing is kind of bright. I'm just saying.
It's pretty loud. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty loud. The trophy's going to be pretty big, pretty damn big, too.
I'm about to Tom Brady your ass, though. You're going to bring a championship. You're going to bring a championship ring in here. I'm going to have to Tom Brady. That's your second, right? 2 truck series?
That's my... I'm so lucky to say this. That's my third. I won...
That's right.
I have a PRL, MRL, and now DDIRL. 3 different leagues, and... I think there's something to that and I can just sneak them in every now and again while the other great drivers around me have bad seasons. Every now and then I'm lucky enough to win a championship, and this inaugural truck series was definitely no exception. I got very lucky to win that one. Shout out to Patrick Calgill winning at Miami and winning 2 races in the chase. And get this, Mean Gene, finishing no worse than second in all but 1 race of the chase. Consistency kills, I guess. I got lucky there. But let's move on to the ARCA series. This is going to be starting next Monday, so we will be live next Monday for the preseason over at this network right here, VRN. It's going to be a doubleheader. We'll be warming up at 8:30 Eastern with this ARCA series. We're going to do 2 preseason races. First one will be this coming Monday, October 27th, and the next one will be the Monday after. We're going to do a little bit of 1.5 mile racing for those. I'll pull up the schedule real quick. We'll be going to Chicagoland and Atlanta for those 2 races, and those will be open to the public, so oh boy, get ready for that.
Bring it on.
Yeah, right? You and me, or actually it won't be you and me, we're the headliners now. I mean, we're the big deal now. You have to wait to see us, but the guys in the booth will have a fun time commentating on that one. The November 10th is when the points paying races start, so that is how long you have to get signed up for this league. Free to sign up, live broadcasted here on BRN right before the Cup series that we are covering right now. These races will be lapped and timed. If we cannot complete the laps in the time allotted to us, it will be a timed race, and that time will be 90 minutes. It will go till 10 p.m. Eastern. And the reason for that is if you want to run double duty, if you're one of the Cup drivers here in this Premier Series and you qualify for that below 2.5K I rating limit, which there aren't a ton of them out in this field, I'll say that much. But if you do, if you're one of those guys, you can run double duty and you will not lose an ounce of practice time over here on Mondays in the Cup Series. So this will run directly into our Cup broadcast, probably about a 30-minute break in between. You hear me and Mean Gene in the booth going live together like we always will be here on Monday nights. But so excited to have what's I think going to be positioned as a feeder league for this Premier Series. We've said it a million times. This is the best collection of talent I have ever had the chance to cover, and I genuinely think I've ever seen in terms of from top to bottom. So excited, and I think we're going to discover even more drivers to make this league even deeper over on the Premier Cup side of things, but also on the ARCA side of things. You're going to see guys here that you might not understand quite how good they are running for wins in this ARCA series, because that is how good things are here in the Cup series and how big the opportunity will be over here in the ARCA series. So again, this will be a 10 race championship, Winston Cup essentially format with stage points, a little bit modified, but no playoffs. Free to join. We have the Discord link there, but we know Discord, half the time the links don't work. If you're interested in joining, reach out to me, Zach Panzarella, Mean Gene Money, Kevin Kyle, Dalton Geyer, Joseph Volpis, Patrick Cowgill. I think essentially anybody you know in this league, or anyone you know in this league will have a way to talk to somebody who can get you in this league. And we'd love to have as many people as we can for another VRN series, another DVIRL series. The official home of 3 leagues now is the VRN. Could not be more proud about that.
I think that's the great thing about Vortex is bringing together the leagues. You can just see how the drivers are improving. And now with the DDI Race League having this ARCA series, we've already got Dalton out here as a representative of DDI. We've seen him get faster, and I think running that ARCA series, we're just getting that much closer to running those bigger cars, and we're going to see more guys make that jump sooner rather than later. All right, so we one pace car pulling out of the way. Daniel Smith on the front row with Joe Volpis choosing not to take tires. Kevin Kyle also skipping the tire stop. Here we go. Great start by Plant Smith. Kyle on the inside with a slow start, but he's got Kelly with the push. Volpis and Bollinger on the outside trying to make it work. Here comes Mata as well. Mata now going to lose the position to Tony Iverson. Outside lane slowing down behind Volpis. Iverson doesn't recognize it, gets caught up back in 6th place. Smith putting the adage to the test of position, not tires, wins this race. If anybody, it could be Daniel Smith right now. 15 to go.
This is interesting. Mean Gene, oh my goodness, it's Jared Kelly. Yeah, oh my gosh. Right up the track, just did not hit his marks. Did not have any angle whatsoever on the corner. He's going to pay for that. Lose a lot of positions. And Iverson, this race has gone upside down for the 13. As I think we'll see, we saw if he did it in the beginning of the race, he's going to do it now with 14 to go. And we talked so much about Daniel Smith and how dangerous he'd be on a set of 4 fresh tires. He was not even interested in that. He said, you know what? 0. And I still got you guys beat.
Yeah, he didn't get the email, but he is already carrying out the program up in the front. And then look at Kevin Kyle. We saw Kevin slide 100 yards sideways after that contact with Novella, but he is still going strong in 2nd place. And then there's Joe Volpis. So the top 3 cars that did not take tires still in position. So that could be exactly what Jared Kelly was alluding to when he went on that 3-minute rant for the Sunday interview. Look at Iverson touch him. He touched him.
Oh, almost in the no-no spot. Definitely not the yes spot. Definitely not that. As Iverson has no patience. And Mean Gene, tell me if your data says different, because I think mine's just all messed up. I'm not seeing short pit stops from Kyle and Smith.
No, they didn't pit at all. Oh, look at Volpis. He got loose off pace.
Right. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. You're right. They didn't pit at all. Moving on. You're right. They did not pit at all. Wow. Yeah,
those 3 chose to stay out. And then Colin with 11.57. I think he only took right sides.
So that means Kevin
look
Kyle.
At Colin Tony.
I mean, these guys, they got to figure it out, Mean Gene, or else neither of them going to win this race.
No, it's getting spicy.
The 3 cars in front of them have not pit.
Nope.
Sorry,
Wide open.
Coach, go ahead.
No, I'm in the same boat as you, just mouth open, breathing heavy. Meanwhile, Mata trying to hold off Jared Kelly back there. That's another spot that could get really spicy. Then there's a big break after the 7th place car of Jared Kelly. You could see Thornton and then Geyer and Medina with a little side-by-side action. And Jared Kelly, there's that break right there. So there's still a few guys that could have action. Look at Medina and Dalton. Oh, my word.
Ex-teammates right here. I met Nosy Medina through Dalton Geyer. So that's fun to see these two racing each other. They're going at it. These two are no stranger to racing with one another. They have been together since the PRL days a long time ago. Cool to see them mixing it up. Right there, Medina going to hold strong in 9th place. What a recovery from Jose Medina. And man, Smith, Kevin Kyle, and Joseph Vulpes, what do I know 2 of the 3 of them have in common, Mean Gene, and we talked about it earlier.
Sunday.
Yup, they knew what to do. They knew the move. They knew it was a waste of tires to pit. Kevin Kyle hit Matt Novella and the wall, and it wasn't enough for him to even find out if he had damage.
Yeah, and he slid. I mean, he slid sideways 100 yards on this set of tires, and he's still managing to make it work. That caution gave him enough time to cool him down. But still, I am surprised that Kyle is able to hold that position. And Joe Vulpes as well. And they're actually got a little bit of a gap because of that battle between Iverson and Bollinger. You can see it continuing. Finally, Iverson side by side with him, but Iverson's on the outside.
He's on the top,
Watch
yeah.
Colin. Colin touches that apron. Oh!
And get ready for some door banging, Mean Gene. And look at Mata with the big run, even tires. You know Mata can do something about that. Behind them is Jared Kelly. They're in an absolute just Shark Tank right now. They gotta figure this out. They're gonna both lose this race. This is mind-boggling right now. They gotta figure this out, and I don't think they're gonna be able to. And same goes for Kelly and Mata behind them. They are just a roadblock right now. They are only concerned with one another. And and there it is. There it is, into the wall. And receipt coming. Receipt incoming.
Taps him again. Look at Iverson force him up the track. Mata coming into the picture now. Mata's going to go high. Be careful, Mike. You don't want to jerk that wheel. Got Kelly right underneath you. So Iverson does make the pass. Aggressive racing. Both drivers, though, keep it on the straight and narrow. Continuing to battle here on lap 71. 10 laps remaining here. Live on the Vortex Racing Network. Mean Gene Money. Zach Panzarella bringing you this crazy action. Regular season starting to wrap up. And the two guys, what you would think would be battling for a championship, are instead acting like this is the Final Four showdown. It's way too soon.
Great point. You'd think that the Racing for a championship, those top 3 don't matter. This is a big win for both of them as they both graze the wall on exit right there. We have Iverson right there in our top right on the driver cam. You can see with his face and with his mannerisms, he's trying to stay calm. The second he passed Bollinger, you saw him light up the radio. He said something. I'm sure it was very colorful. But, I mean, all I will say, even though I know they can't see...
He said it before, too.
Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of words said. But at least they didn't do what I do, Mean Gene. I know they can't see me, but I still give them the bird out the window, the hypothetical window, after a battle like that. And I'm sure Bollinger was as well. Was that too much damage right there in terms of time lost? They are 1.8 seconds back from the leader, and there's only 8 to go, and Bollinger is not done fighting, and he's turning Iverson!
He's putting you in the wall, buddy.
Iverson in the wall.
Oh, here comes Clausen way too fast into Ivory. Okay, good. We're rolling again.
Look at his face, too. Two guys battling each other. A look of disbelief on Iverson's face as it got turned. I would not be that surprised.
Well, they were battling hard. You knew something was actually going to happen at some point, and sure enough, but unfortunately for Iverson, he's the one that walks away.
Yeah, but
not happy.
I mean,
he's the one who I think is going to walk away empty-handed here, unless we get another caution. Even then, it's going to be difficult for Iverson. He has been far and away the best car today, and oh man, there's a lot to dissect there, Mean Gene. I cannot believe how terrible those two are at racing each other. I have no other way to put it.
Well, they were rubbing early. Not surprised that something came out of it. Now, meanwhile, the next thing that I'm looking at is, can Kevin Kyle close that gap up on Smith? Smith was running such fast laps, and he's once again the fastest car on the track. So going to be hard to catch that number 31. Just 7 laps to go here. I'm not seeing that tire fall off. I think this is following the same pattern that we saw on Sunday, where if you're in the front, it just seems to work. If you're stuck in the back, that's where you're going to finish. And look at this. You can see Smith taking it all the way down to the wall, trying to pull those cars out of the draft, and neither Kyle nor Vulpes is able to close up on him at all.
And just got to be such a frustrating feeling if you're Michael Mata, Jared Kelly. Really, that's it. At this point, the guys on the fresher tires, they're not really even making any meaningful progress.
Look
on
at
Vulpes,
Kelly
Kyle,
here.
and Smith. Yeah, he's going to look to the inside of Mata here. Kelly's got to be in the same mentality as, oh my goodness, as Mata going to try to block him all the way down the racetrack. They're nearly in the grass. I think knowing Jared Kelly's, here comes the squeezy McSqueeze. This is going to be as tight as it gets right here. Kelly actually, watch the crossover. Watch the crossover from Kelly here, Mean Gene. He's going to go to the bottom. We've seen this.
Mata braked early, though, to screw him up.
He read it like a book, did he not?
Wow, and that opens the door for Bollinger to catch back up. Then there's Eric Thornton also trying to close up in that to the gap. That's fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh.
Mata just being a complete pest right now to Jared Kelly. Kelly thinking maybe 5 is enough. Just let me by. He tried something clever there, and again, Mata just saw what he was doing. Mata is one of the smartest race car drivers you'll ever come across. No surprise to see he was able to figure that out. And then Colin Bollinger down to 6th because he thought it was more important to get into Tony Iverson than it was to win this race. And he is definitely paying for that now. Granted, not nearly as bad as Iverson is, currently just holding on to a top 10 position. Back up front
Iverson,
to Daniel. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
0.6 of a second off.
Yes, he is, and he's not closing that gap at all. As Smith still controlling this lead, a 0.7 second lead now. Kevin Kyle, Vulpes in third. And Vulpes by no means stealing this third place. He has just been fast and consistent all day, and he is always the driver who seems to know when to strike when these opportune moments come, and there it is right there. And I will say too, Mean Gene, it's not often that you and I make, first of all, the same predictions. We're normally on different pages. Today we made the same ones, and it certainly is far less common when we look like geniuses. Everything we said would happen or could happen happened. Daniel Smith, we said he might win this race. Look who's leading right now. We also talked about the Bollinger and Iverson and how bad of an issue that could be. Look what happened. We also talked a lot about the guys who raced on Sunday versus the guys who did not, and how they would know not to pit in an opportunity like that. Look what happened. Wow, I feel smart right now, Mean Gene.
Tell you what, it helps. It helps to have that experience of watching how it unfolded. I'm just super surprised that Jared chose to take tires.
Me too. Can't believe it.
I thought after he got all angry, but you know, he's following suit. He was running so close to first.
Oh
he
my
probably
gosh.
thought that he could beat him straight up.
Michael Mata, I love the guy, and he's going to actually be who's going to be in the booth on Mondays, and I can't wait for that and his perspective on these things. What a pest.
Yeah, he keeps giving. This is the same thing Kelly talked about from Sunday, though, was the dirty air. He can get close.
If Mata doesn't cut this out, we're going to overtime.
Yeah, exactly. If Mata doesn't cut this out, I could see that front bumper. What would Austin Dillon do come into effect?
Hey, deja vu.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's had enough. You got to remember that 55 is not racing for points. He doesn't care. Oh, boy, into the wall. Bollinger.
Look at Thornton. Look at Thornton.
3 wide, potentially 4. Bollinger wants to do anything about it. Thornton's going to definitely get the BOGO special. Buy one, get one free, baby.
Look at Jose come up, but he got blocked. Oh, I thought Jose was going to sneak through, but all those guys racing for position.
Middle finger out the window from the 55 to the 16 as he makes his way finally past it, but the damage is done. There is 2 to go, and all Daniel Smith has to do is cross the finish line one more time, and this race will be official. The next flag will end it, and all he will have left to do is just put in one more perfect lap around this racetrack, and you know that 31 is very capable of that.
Look at Jared Kelly, though. He's charging Thornton. If he'll do it to Mata, he'll do it to Thornton. Let's go.
And then you see Bollinger thinking, you're the reason why I couldn't get by. I'm not happy with you either. Oh boy, but too little too late. We have crossed it. We are on the white flag, Mean Gene.
All right, this thing is for real now. Looks like Daniel Smith got that great 0.7 of a second lap lead, was actually faster than Kevin Kyle that last lap. Kyle faster, a little bit slower than Vulpes, but none of those three guys really gaining or losing on each other, holding position. Daniel Smith chose not to take the tires, got into the lead, turned out to be a wise decision unless he has a blowout here going into 3. Down on the apron, that is a textbook maneuver. Daniel Smith coming by, fans on their feet coming out of turn 4. Kevin Kyle with a late charge, but not going to make a difference. It's the number 31 Toyota. He wiggles for the fans, and there it is, Daniel Plant Smith, part-time driver, full-time victor. What a win there by Smith. Kyle second, Vulpes third. Eric Thornton gonna hold on for 4th. Great for him. 5th place goes to Kelly. Keeping an eye on Mata to see if he closes the gap with Kelly to revisit anything. Nope.
Nah.
Colin Bollinger 6th. Here comes Tony Iverson. He's coming around Medina.
Oh.
He's getting awful close to Colin.
You know what's about to happen, Mean Gene.
Nothing. He's just gonna look at him.
Oh,
just
a little bit
at
of
him.
a conversation happening between the two, and you know what I gotta do.
Oh,
there
look
it
at the
is.
25.
Oh!
Sanders got him.
And see, kids, look at Iverson's face. Violence isn't the answer. He doesn't look. Does he look happy? He doesn't look happy. He's not happy.
Go back and look at Jack Sanders. Go back and look at Sanders. It wasn't even Tony. It was Sanders.
Sanders got it for no reason?
Go back and look at the crash.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. We are rewinding right now.
Okay. Yeah, so Iverson pulled up next to him.
No.
Look, and they're just talking like nothing is happening.
Jack Sanders like
nobody's doing.
If I could just.
And Jack's like, oh, I'll just sneak on by. Nope.
Oh, I mean, Bollinger got some. He got some.
Look, so
Bollinger, I'm sorry.
The Jaws music came on. I heard it. Dun 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 dun. But the shark never struck.
It didn't.
There was no attack. Nobody did anything. They looked at each other, but there's no penalty for staring at each other. Nothing's happening here. And then Sanders just taps him. I don't think Sanders.
I see what you're saying now. Okay, I was missing.
Yeah, like nobody did anything.
But you're right.
This is just an accident.
There's the.
He's just rubbing him. He ain't wrecking him.
But what hooks Bollinger is Sanders. You are 1,000% right about that. Iverson was kind of just trying to bully him. So thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But he was door to door. He wasn't like putting his front end into the quarter panel.
No, he wasn't. That was not an intentional post-race wreck by Iverson. That was understandably being unhappy. But what do I always say, Mean Gene? And I mean this with all due respect.
Now look at Sanders driving backwards in the pit, showing off afterwards because he's the victor.
He might as well. Because Jack Sanders has been wrecked, multiple times today, and he has had nothing to do with any of them. But
well, let's get back to business, right?
Yeah. What do I always say though, Mean Gene? And then again, Bollinger and Iverson are two drivers who are better than me. Look inwards, both of you guys, if you're upset about what just happened. Let's take a look at these final results.
Alrighty, so Daniel Plant Smith gonna take the win. Great run by Daniel here today, making the right call. The rest of the podium as well, making that call of no tires to pit on lap 63. Kevin Kyle gonna bring it home in second. Joe Vulpes gonna come home in third. Eric Thornton took advantage of that contact by Kelly and Mata, slips around the outside, finishes in fourth. Great finish for Eric. Needs that in his playoff run. Jared Kelly gonna finish fifth. No, he's not happy with himself and taking tires again and finding himself stuck in the middle of the field. Michael Mata, Mike was blocking a lot. Not a surprise. Usually I like to be hard on Jared about what's happening on the track, but at some point you can only get blocked so many times before you're going to rub. He didn't wreck him. He just lightly moved him. The bump and run. I mean, there's a freaking name for it.
He was pretty textbook
Colin
today.
Bollinger. Yeah. Colin Bollinger going to finish in seventh. He did have that contact with Iverson. Rough go by both of those guys on each other. Ward, you were a little hard on the Beaver. They're going to have to check that out later. But that wreck at the end, in my opinion, that was just Sanders, unfortunately, coming in there, not realizing what they were up to. Jose Medina, early trouble, Zach, but look at him come back up 11.
Amazing.
Biggest charger of the day. Going to bring her home in 8th. Needs that for his playoff run. How about Dalton as well? Up 7 spots. Dalton finishing in 9th. So both those guys continuing to stand firm in their battle for playoffs. Only 2 to go in the regular season. Tony Iverson came out on the short end of the stick there. Still a top 10. Zach Clausen going to finish 11th. So close to that top 10. Thank you, Zach, for letting us be in the car with you. And great job there by Farmer, Hunter Hall, Paul Ferdiani. This is where we start to go a lap down. Matt Novella as well. Remember, Matt had that, lost it coming out of 4, got loose with Kevin Kyle there. Going to end up finishing 6 laps down. Matt, rough break. Oh, look, I'm guessing here. Brandon Guerin as well. The Colonel, Steve Lewis, trouble early. Grant.
Oh, you're wrong there. Sanders,
I don't even...
Sanders after Guerin.
Sanders. Yeah, Guerin, then Sanders, Lewis. Oh, Grant. And Grant leading the race and just took himself out.
However, Minjin, that is why you come back on track, though, because he did get Walton and Beverly by finishing the race.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that's something.
Yeah, he's kind of looking at that must-win situation after today's result, but we'll keep an eye on that. He got the start in. That was the most important part. Sean Walton, great to see him out there briefly. Came in a little bit hot on that last pit stop cycle and chose to go. The commish, rough ride for him, 44 down. And then Zach Winstead, who was absolutely brutalized in the opening, going to bring it home in 21st. So lots to digest of what we saw. But first and foremost, the tires. We were told this story on Sunday. We see it again here today. Daniel just figuring it out on his own. Really smart driving.
Yeah, brilliant driving. I mean, we assumed that Smith had the speed with fresh tires to get it done. I guess we should have known, right, that he could have done it on older tires. Did we talk so much about that? And I'll warn our audience now, it's not what these drivers are about to be saying. Me and Gene, get your drink ready because we're doing it. Take a shot every time you hear the word dirty air to these guys because they're not going to shut up.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Who do you want to be your interview? Who do you want to be the bonus?
I was going to say Tony, but I think we got to worry about monetization.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's get Michael Mata in here.
Mata. All right, let's see if I can hunt him down if he's still running around. There he is. All right, this is going to be a long trip for him. He's going to have to take a pit stop. I'm going to drop him off in the D-Gen X, which is already empty. Those boys are not happy.
He's going to be like, what is going on here?
Got him.
Michael Mata, we got you, my friend?
Hello.
Hey, buddy. So, you put on a show today, as you normally do, especially at tracks like this. That was a lot of fun to watch. Don't take anything I said personally during the broadcast as you were throwing insane blocks towards the end of that race. But take me through your day today. And I think one of the main reasons, besides just always being a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk to you, what was going through your head with that earlier pit strategy? We always know that you're one that loves to do the in-burst pit strategies. Today, pitting on the earlier side, and did that kind of lock you into a 4-tire strategy on the later end of it? Or I guess also what was the initial thought process as you were pitting early there?
So, well, for the fuel stuff, it was those guys who pit on that first caution were able to make it on a one-stopper if it ran all the way green. And I didn't think we'd run that much green at Indy. So, props to them. They were going to win that race by a whole lap. Those 4 or 5 guys who went in and pit or whatever it was. So my thought was, I have to make another stop more than them. I might as well take the tires early and pass the people I'm on the same strategy with. So, came in early. I knew I had to do another stop. And that was going to put me 10 laps short compared to their 5 laps short. And, I mean, yeah, that's about it.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, it is a great idea, and it's normally, I mean, I've raced with you as a teammate, and I've raced against you, and I think you and I are both normally inclined to do that type of strategy. Were you surprised about the lack of fall-off here at Indy?
No, I knew there wasn't going to be any. It's a lot like Pocono, where there isn't much. It's the tires, you can overheat your tires. It felt like the rears were like, you had to be careful with the rears, but they didn't wear. You can cool them down in a lap. It wasn't anything crazy. So if you messed up one corner, heated the tires, you cool them right down and get right back at it. So I knew it didn't matter if you were in clean air or dirty air, because you got the draft down the back stretch, front stretch, and if you were in clean air, you got through the corners quicker. So it didn't really matter lap time wise. It was only like a couple tenths for 5 laps. You were really quicker. But yeah, I didn't have anything short run here. I excel at this track really long runs, and we only run a little bit more than half a tank, and that I was faster than the guys. I remember when I was on 17 lap old tires after my first stop, I was quicker than the guys on 7 laps, just because of lack of fall off, and I was doing a really good job at saving it for the long run, but by the time I was quick, it was time to pit already.
Yeah, that makes sense. It did seem that way with the fuel load here today, and yeah, just not a race that things like panned out for that style. But it was fun to watch. I mean, as always, Michael, you're giving us an awesome thing to follow on every broadcast. Get yourself on TV, right?
I wasn't trying to block anyone. I just wanted to arc the corner, and that's how I was like saving my tires, not overheating them. I felt like people were really overdriving entry, but I mean, for Jared, it worked. I mean, he did it early in the race. I thought I was going to drive back up to him later. He drove right by me in the first few laps and thought, oh, I'll catch him later. But he kept 3rd place for most of the race. I got to hand it to him. So yeah, I was really struggling there on kind of just looseness. I wasn't too tight, so I really wanted to get the straight of an exit off with a longer, bigger arc, but I knew it would allow that open bottom that Jared was trying to get, and finally put the bumper to me, which I don't blame him. And that was a wheel job. I got hit like 3 times throughout turn 4, and don't know how I didn't wreck it.
Well, hey, Mean Gene, you learn something new every day. I had no idea that going through the front and back stretch early on, and especially, you could be getting position for the corners. That's new to me. I'm messing with you, Michael. But it was a great battle. I mean, you didn't do anything I wouldn't do myself. I love blocking people. It's fun. But hey,
it's fun, yeah.
Another reason we brought you in the booth here today, I've heard some rumors that you might be joining the VRN team for Monday nights, and I thought it might be fun 1 week before to confirm that and give people this beautiful voice they'll get to hear for that entire ARCA series, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it next week, Monday night, the exhibition race. I'm not sure what time they start, but
I'm looking forward at 8:30 Eastern. Where do you live, Michael? Oh, Connecticut. So I go 8:30 Eastern. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just got off a plane today from Dega, and I came here and raced the 80-lap race at Indy. I'm not addicted.
No, it's not a problem at all. Our wives love us.
That's why I'm single.
I wish I knew you were down there. I was there.
Where are you? I thought about it because I remember you
I
made
live
that
here,
video,
yeah.
That video outside the track that you used on the broadcast. And I was like, oh, he's here.
Were you with Hillman?
Forgot about it. No, I was with some friends. I did try to link up with Hillman, but he was busy watching football.
I thought he was going to that one too. I know he likes to go to Talladega every now and then. But yeah, so excited, Mata, to have you join the VRN team. If for those who don't know, Michael Mata also broadcasts on the MC Motorsports Broadcasting channel over here on YouTube. So that's MC Motorsports Broadcasting. That's correct, right, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's close enough. You should find it.
Yes, check them out. Him and Jonathan Quesabir do an incredible job in the booth. So honored, Michael, genuinely, to have you in the booth here at VRN on Mondays. So stoked to see what you and I think it's Hilltop Bullet is what that new character is going by over there. But beyond stoked, and great job today. Always a blast watching you. Beyond stoked to have you here full time again over on Mondays on the Cup Series side of things. And I think you're going to bring so much value to the booth on the ARCA side, giving the feeder series all the expert advice that a driver like you has, a multi-time winner and a Final Four racer here in this series as well. So stoked on that, Michael. Great job today. Any shout outs you want to give?
I got to shout out Cisco Moon. Always shout him out. Shout you guys out for the broadcast. I'm looking forward to joining the booth next week, Monday night, right? Yeah.
Yes,
before
sir.
This, I'm looking forward to it. I love the ARCA car. I think they're so much fun to drive. They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait.
Yes, sir. Gary, for some stupid runs, some nonsense in that ARCA car, especially in the exhibition races. So stoked to have him out in the booth. Congrats on the finish tonight, man, and great run.
Thanks.
I can get used to that voice, Michi.
Oh yeah, I think so. We're a really good run today for him, and he said he didn't want to block, but you know what? When I go in the club, I'm not looking to pick up women neither. It just
happens like every time, yeah.
Yeah, it's not my fault. It's
especially
just,
you meeting together. Flocks.
It's the mustache.
Flocks.
Yeah, flock of seagulls, baby.
Pretty much.
All right, so let's go ahead and take it down the booth a little bit. It looks like we're going to bring in Joe Vulpes. Going to bring him right on up into the booth. Joe Vulpes, Mean Gene, Zach Panzarella up here. Can you hear us, bud?
Yeah, I got you. I can hear you.
Oh, so you had a little bit of trouble on Sunday. Your power went out, but I think you got the email about them tires, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew tires weren't gonna matter too much. There's no strategy with this car. It's a little disappointing, just that the tires don't really wear here. Mainly with this car in general, but that's a story for another time.
Now, take me through that restart, though. It looked like you didn't get quite the jump you wanted compared to the other guys, and that let them get ahead of you. And at that point, did you think you still had something for the two in front of you?
Well, I mean, it's not easy to hold the line on the outside, so Kevin was able to clear me, and the dirty air is just too terrible in this car to really do anything about it. It was pretty much that way all night. I knew when Plant got around me in the middle stint that if I wanted to have any chance to get back to win, I needed to get back around him if there was a caution, or if I don't know if anybody in front of us had enough fuel to make it all the way if it went green. So I think we were most likely racing for the win as it was. And yeah, just I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one. It's just kind of the way the car is.
I know what to say. You finished up in third, my friend. You're on the podium. Got to be happy about that. Right in the middle of a playoff chase run. Only 2 races to go here in the regular season. Joe, you did jump up 1 point over Eric Thornton, so you have to feel good about your points position. 2 races left here in the regular season. A win is not off the table for Joe Vulpes.
No, it just matters on being in the right place at the right time with this car. It's just all about track position. Unfortunately, so looking at the last 2 races, the regular season, we're going to another track where Dirty Air's probably going to be pretty bad at Chicagoland. And then Vegas, I don't know what we're in store for there. That track is actually usually a place where the tires wear, so that should be a good one. Next week, though, I think it's going to be a lot more of the same, just trying to be in the right place at the right time, make it work.
Yeah, the good thing about Chicagoland, multiple lines, and if you could get a guy to give you a little bump, I think that can bust through that barrier, that wall of dirty air, and get you through. So Indianapolis, this thing was brutal. We saw how loose guys were getting out of turn 4. Did you feel any of the effects of that?
Yeah, so definitely on the last run, because that was the hardest. I was pushing the car, was actually after that caution. So there was a couple times, couple really bad moments that happened, just trying to break through that air bubble, and it kind of felt like I was getting through it, but I think like the way it worked was when you broke through the air bubble, is then the car, of course, once you break through, all that dirty air effect that's making it not turn, all of a sudden the car, decides it wants to start turning. So then it grabs how much you're actually turning at that point. So there was a couple moments like that, especially towards the end, that were a little frustrating. Just couldn't really figure out how to break through the bubble and keep the car like stable at the same time. And yeah, that was something to definitely learn for the future, because when we go to any of these one-line tracks, I'm gonna imagine it's gonna feel the same kind of way at those kind of speeds.
Yep, going to be fascinating to watch, but Chicagoland won't be that. Multiple lines available. Ought to see some amazing speed next week. Joe, congrats on the 3rd place finish. I hear the disappointment. You wish it was better, but this thing keeps you firmly in the playoff chase. Anybody you want to give it a little shout out to here today?
Yeah, it's good to gain spots in the points. It's been a pretty rough season, other than a couple races. So that's a positive out of it. So just shout out to, of course, to you guys for doing the broadcast for us on Mondays, doing them live. I know how much goes into the broadcasts. Just working on them myself as well. Sometimes, it's a very difficult job to do, especially making sure everything works for live races. So I do appreciate you guys doing that. And shout out to whoever's left on my team at this point on East Coast Alliance that shows up. I think it's just me and John that show up to these races now. My other two, I guess now technically I'm the de facto team owner. The other two teammates have disappeared. So shout out to everybody else.
Who are they?
Was it David and David?
The two Florida men, Nick Mazza and Jax Duval.
Ew.
So they haven't been here. Very, very sad. We're dropping like an anchor in the points. But shout out to people that actually come into the chat then with us as well.
Wait, man, Duval got a job. Duval got a job now.
What's that?
Yeah, so he gets a pass.
Yeah, you got to get up early. He's got to get up early.
How
I'll
early?
allow it. I'll give him a pass.
You'll allow it. I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Joe Volpus going to finish third today. Can't wait to see what he does at Chicagoland next week as the regular season battle continues. Joe got to feel good about his chances right now. Just needs to bring her home the same way he's done all year long. Joe, go have yourself a nice cold beverage, my friend.
Great job, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
Man, he sounds a lot like that Smoke a Joe guy.
No, not that
you're
guy.
right. Smoking Joe has a higher voice. He makes different noises. Okay, Mean Gene, I gotta ask you for an exception here, because he asked me. I have one more bonus interview. Who wants to join us?
I know who it is. I know who it is.
Mr. Applegate.
What?
Our pole sitter.
Where'd he go?
He should be there. Scroll up and up and up, and you should find him. I told him to stay.
No.
Oh, go to General Racing
Channel.
There
he is. He's talking with Tony.
Oh, yeah, get him out of there. I'll make it quick.
All right, I pulled him hard. Here we go.
Oh, you pulled him real hard. Mr. Grant, you ask and you shall receive, my friend.
Oh, goodness. Please.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Mean Gene, he asked for this. Which, like, I thought out of kindness in my heart we weren't going to interview you. But, Grant, what happened?
Well, boy, a lot of things. I've got about 17 excuses I've been writing down since it happened.
Give me your best.
And one concussion.
But yeah, quick, easy. Got loose, obviously, but I went into pit road after the wreck happened. I went into pit road to look at my garage settings to see if I had forgotten something. And yeah, I didn't turn my the rack and pinion steering. It's got the gear in it now instead of just steering ratio. I usually have that turned up in these next gen cars because they're so twitchy. You need to be able to quick little movements, fix stuff. And I did not adjust that before qualifying or the race. So I got in the race, had that little moment, and tried to make a small adjustment to fix it, and it did nothing. And the car just kept going left. So then I had to make the big adjustment, and that just did the weight transfer snap that these cars do. And long story short, yeah, ruined my race. But I don't know. It apparently was going to be fuel mileage anyway. I had no idea because obviously I was 20 laps down, didn't know what was going on. But if it was going to be fuel mileage anyway, I would have rather done what I did and just not even been involved in fuel mileage because I hate fuel mileage.
Dude, oh boy, do I agree. Like 1000% with that. God, I hate fuel mileage races, especially when you're as fast as that 14 was earlier on. I mean, Mean Gene, that's extremely fascinating to me to hear that stuff. I love hearing about, as like Johnny Live likes to call it, those micro adjustments you need to make. And I apologize, Grant, it is on screen, the incident right now, but you can so tell about just how much of just a tiny little adjustment you made there that sent you into the inside wall and pretty much a double-edged sword situation. So with this one, I don't think we need to dwell on too hard about what this does for you in points. It's certainly not gone. It still is very achievable, especially with your ability to win a race, as you've shown time in and time out. But I think I think moving forward in this season, are you going more towards points racing, or are you going more towards going out there and getting yourself a win? And did today feel like a giant opportunity, or is that the speed that you're expecting out of the 14 with guys like Fisher and Bullender not showing up?
Honestly, this race, I practiced for it. I had no idea what kind of speed I was going to have. And then I qualified on pole by a 10th, and I was like, oh, okay. So, I don't know, man. I was the past, 4 tracks, I'm a mile and a half guy. That's where I'm good at. Chicagoland and Vegas are 2 races that I've probably top 2. Well, let's see, anyway, long story short. Sorry. But Chicagoland, Vegas, Chicagoland especially, I'm going to go try to win and then see what the point situation is if I don't win. I think I'm only 14 out, something like that, 14, 18 somehow.
18.
Yeah, 18. So,
I mean, 9 points. You picked up a point.
19 or 18 points. I mean, that's 9 points a race, so that's easily doable. We'll see what happens.
Especially with the way you're driving, my friend. Thank you for joining us in the booth. It was generally, I would say in the booth, heart-shattering to watch that happen. We were so excited to watch you, run up front, have that opportunity. But if there's one thing that I think today showed is at any moment you are ready to grab the pole and you can lead laps and you can leave them behind you. Indy, a track that so easy for something like that to happen. And I'm sure you didn't know being on track, but Grant, you were like one of 5 people to make that exact same mistake. So no, that wasn't exclusive to you, nor was it exclusive to drivers on your level. We saw guys like Matt Novella make that same mistake. So it happens. That's what happens when you're trying to get that much out of a race car. So to me personally, nothing wrong with that. Nothing but admiration. Great job today. Any shout outs you want to give?
First and foremost, I'm thinking about it now. I want to apologize to everybody for making it a fuel mileage race. I realize that was my fault. So, yeah, that caution made it fuel mileage. So, yeah, I thought about that. Whoops.
I didn't even realize that until you just said that.
But, yeah, so sorry to everybody who had to end up not being allowed to race and had to save fuel. I don't like doing it, so my mistake made it to where everybody had to do it. Obviously, want to apologize for that. But, yeah, just everybody who puts on the show. It doesn't get said enough, I feel like. But iRacing is not cheap. And, it's a lot of effort. So everybody shows up to make it enjoyable for everybody else, including the broadcasters who give us something to watch back and make us. This is why I enjoy this league so much, is it gives us that little bit of real life where you get an actual broadcast and it feels authentic. And I don't know about everybody else, but I know I'm never going to be able to get there in real life. So coming here every night. Honestly, this is the most nervous I get for any league, just because I want to do well and I want to be up front and in the broadcast and just getting to be up front and race with people. And it's not real, and I know it's not, but just if it's 10% of that I know I'll never actually get to do in real life. So just appreciate people putting on the show so that we can be here and get that little bit.
It's really me, damn it. But no, I agree. I honestly, Grant, I could not agree more. And Mean Gene, this completely just reflects what I said on Wednesday here on this network after I won the DDIRL championship. And it really is that ever since I was younger, all I dreamed of ever was being a race car driver. And I thought I could do it, and I thought I was good enough, and Grandpa gets better than me. And it really does. It fills that void. It proves to you that you could do this. And these broadcasts, whether it's getting the privilege to be in the booth here with you and give people like Grant the opportunity to be on the air, or be one of the drivers that is being broadcasted, seeing some of the best moments of my life available on YouTube, it means the world. And it really does bridge that gap between, I think, Grant, I don't know how old you are. I'm 30. I'm 34. So that ship has sailed for me. But I think iRacing has showed me a lot about what I could have done, and iRacing has filled that void for me. So it's wonderful to hear that from someone else. Great job today, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm 23, but just
Jesus
it's
Christ.
It's less about the age and more about the money to me. It's just to ever be an actual race car driver, you need tens of thousands to do short track stuff, hundreds of thousands to do, any like late models or anything like that and be competitive. And we're talking millions to ever do any actual TV stuff. So, yeah.
Well, that's the last time we ever taught the 23-year-old Grant Applegate, Mean Jeez. Him and Bollinger just making me want to jump off the nearest cliff. Let's get someone in the booth. I'll give you Grant job. Let's get someone in the booth, though, that's my age. Let's get Kevin Kyle in here.
Okay. You know, before he goes, though, it kind of reminds me of my racing career. I was really successful. We did asphalt, concrete.
Oh, did you?
Racing, yeah, but unfortunately, after my first couple of wins, they tore my car down and did an inspection, and I got DQ'd. They said that the seat wasn't regulation, that it was too big, and my dad told them that was the only way we could get somebody with balls that big in the car, but they just didn't accept that and ended up DQing me anyway, ending my career. Go ahead, let's turn it over to your second place driver. Here comes Kevin Kyle.
Sounds a lot like your iRacing career, Mean Gene.
No, the ratings keep me out.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
the
to
problem.
tank, but you know how hard it is to tank like 2,000 points. Anyway, go give it away to Kyle.
Oh, you're right. Kevin, I gotcha.
Yeah, what's going on?
I mean, well, first off, today was a great day to race for VRN and have that logo in your car because 2-3 are the VRN boys. But Kevin Kyle, I think you're the one that I think surprised us the most. So first of all, you were a innocent bystander as Nobella hits the outside wall. It looked like he broke a toe link, comes into you, spins you out, and then I'll let you take it from here because you psychopath, elected to not pit, not change tires, and not check damage. So take me through the mind of Kevin Kyle.
Yeah, when when it happened, I was hoping to clear Matt, and then he just tapped me, and then the car felt like I didn't take too big of a shot. I knew the tires were gonna probably be screwed a little bit from locking them up and spinning, but
For like 200
racing,
yards.
yeah. So like I was nervous about that, but just I don't know, just knowing that Sunday morning, like we saw Medina take 4 tires, and he wasn't able to get to the podium, or maybe third. That was really playing big in my head. So I just knew how important track position was. So I just what you don't know doesn't hurt you. And I just knew track position is so important. I was willing to risk it. So yeah, that's kind of what my mindset was.
I love that. We actually did talk a lot about that today. We talked a lot about the Sunday guys, and I think non-coincidentally, you guys end up finishing 2-3-4. You have Volpis over in 2-3-5. You have Volpis over in second. You in second. I'm so sorry. Volpis in third, and then you have over in fifth. You had Jared Kelly. So how much of an advantage was that racing one day prior at the same racetrack in the same race car?
It was huge. I mean, it just gives you more confidence, and then Sunday morning you can see hey, what's going on? I'm not as fast as some of these other guys. So I picked David's ear, and I asked him hey, take a look at the telemetry and let me know what you're seeing. And then he kind of just gave me what he saw, what I was doing wrong. And he's told me I was burning up my right rear a little bit more than usual. So I just tried changing my lines and just really focus on hitting my marks tonight. I don't know where I would have finished without the incident with Matt. I thought the guys in the front needed a pit still, but I was talking to Jared, and he said no, they were good on fuel. So
they were good.
That was so that kind of knowing that, I mean the accident actually helped me because I would not have got second. So I mean. I told Matt no worries because he came in, said my bad, and I was like, hey, don't worry about it because I wrecked Jack last week. So, but yeah, no big confidence booster. I don't see the big 3 like Tony Iverson likes to call themselves anywhere up at the top 3. So I just wondering where they're at today. So, anyways, but yeah, no, it was a good race. Just another one, part-time guy coming in. That's cool. Whatever, got my number. It's cool too. It's just another chance. Slips away. It's all right. I'm just, glad to be here. Seconds, nothing to sneeze at. So.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
and you've found a lot of success in the point standings on Sundays with your consistency, and it's been great to see. And Mean G, new drinking game. Every time Kevin Kyle doesn't take a shot at somebody in an interview, you have to finish your drink. And I think you'll be drinking a lot that way. Kevin, there's one more question that I want to ask you about something you just brought up, and this is actually one thing I know very little about, but a lot of my teammates do, and I'm not a believer in it. I'm more of a vibes race car driver, I guess. But tell me or talk to me about the power and the usage of telemetry and studying that.
Yeah, you know, it's really good because you can see the delta. So like you see a delta, like you can look at your teammates. You can look at other guys that have Garage 61. We use Garage 61 a lot compared to VRS.
Free, correct?
Correct, yeah. So like Garage 61's been really, really good. But it's just, you know, you can run a stint, you can see your tire wear, and then like you don't always have, like, it's kind of nice because you and your teammates don't need to be on the track at the same time. You know, everyone can run their own schedule. You can look at the data, look at their settings, their setup, you know, what they were using for brake bias, and then like especially road courses and other turns, it gives you, you know, hey, is this guy entering in a little sooner? Is he am I running the low line, the high line? And then you can kind of just play it by ear. You know, you're like, you know, hey, David's not burning up the right rear, you know, why? And then you can see his throttle trace. And, you know, I like to go run a bunch of laps and then come back in, look to see what's going on, you know, especially tire wear, tire heat, it's important. And then, same thing like Tony said with the Ghost Car, you know, you can download the Ghost Car lap and then you can run, like some of the top guys in this league, they have their Ghost Car available. Maybe not after this interview, but they do have it available where you can download it and you can race against them on the track with whatever lap you want to set it up as. So it's really good, especially on road courses. It's invaluable, and it's just an invaluable tool. Once you learn and once you take the time and learn it, it's good. But you have to have patience because at first you're like, this is dumb. I don't want to waste my time with this. But if you learn how to use it, like any tool in life, it's really invaluable.
Well, Kevin Kyle pretty much just described me at the latter end of that explanation there. I was like, this is dumb. I'm too stupid to figure this out. Moving on. But I have also watched teammates like Alex Hillman talk to me so much about telemetry and become a better driver than me in the process. So clearly I'm missing something, and clearly that's something that I need to learn how to do. And I love hearing from drivers like you, Kevin, explaining how it works, explaining why it's so valuable. And also, yeah, I always forget about the fact that the top drivers can upload that information, and maybe in the future, hopefully in the future, that's something we can do in the VRN on the VRN and on vortexracingnetwork.com, and just put up those files for you guys to study some of our top drivers and get better. Because like I always say, if you're a top driver and you're afraid to show people what makes you so fast, then you're probably not a top driver. But amazing job, Kevin, as always. Such a pleasure to have you in the booth. And hey, we didn't have to be our bonus interview this week. You earned this one. So awesome having you.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, man. Great job out there today. Just like last week, I'm going to play your commercial muted while you give out your shout-outs. So definitely mention your amazing trophy company, because you better fire those babies up, because you're going to be making making a couple of those for someone you know pretty well.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys doing this for us. Thank you guys for letting me have the commercials. I know you guys get sick of them, but I made a new one, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. But yeah, just shout out to Jack Sanders and Steve Lewis. They're really good teammates. They didn't have the greatest luck today. I know they got involved in some stuff. Just shout out to Team Folcom on, from Sunday, really helped me out. David Medina has been a great mentor to me. And and then just racing with everyone in this league, really top-notch guys. And that's why I think I have a chip on my shoulder all the time, because everyone in this league's super good. And I feel like I've just been trying to fight my way up there really hard every week, and I guess it paid off. I have speed here and there, but yeah, I still want the wins and want to be up there in Tony's big three. And and then maybe if I wreck down pit road and 21 laps down, I can get interviewed more too. So, but yeah, I appreciate everybody. God bless, and we'll see you on the track, man.
Well, Kevin, I don't know if this means anything to you, but you're in my big three.
Hey now. As long as I get to give you my big three later tonight, we're all good, man.
I mean, that's every Monday for me.
All right, guys, take care, man.
Have a great night, man. Well, that was a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, great run here by him today. Yeah, absolutely. Talking about that Sunday advantage, we saw that. It was smart, and also I think that they were the only three that could really make it. Applegate insinuated that the other people were going to run out of fuel.
So I wonder, Mean Gene. I wonder.
Perhaps that was also what was going on there. Not really sure, but I'll tell you what. Let's wrap her up. Time to talk to the big man himself. Mr. Part-Timer, David Part-Time Smith.
It's been a minute since we talked to this guy.
Smith. I know, he's been hiding. But you know what? No better time than the present. Daniel Smith got too wide in the booth. Can you hear us, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, someone's sad.
Okay. Everybody else is sad. How are you feeling?
I am pumped up. Did you see me out there whipping and weaving, getting that chuck and flat, baby?
I'll tell you what, man. We talked about you in the middle of the race. You were one of the faster cars in the middle of the race in those middle laps. And when you go back and watch it, there's a moment where Zach and I are talking. I'm like, if this thing tightens back up, if they re-rack them, really curious what's going to happen with the 31. And man, you made me look like a genius. I just want to thank you.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely not a problem. Like, it was one of them situations where I knew fuel was going to be a situation. So once that first yellow came out, we pitted, got a little bit extra fuel. And then at that point, we're just kind of cruising. Can't qualify worth a damn when it comes to this track for some reason. So I knew it was going to be a little bit of a struggle, but I figured, with tire saving and etc., I would eventually get up there. I didn't know about maybe getting a win, but I figured probably batting for a top 3 for sure.
So let me ask you this. You, Kevin, Kyle, Joe Volpus all stayed out when those boys went down to pit that one last time. Why did they pit?
I wanted to pit so bad. It was one of them situations where, if you're talking about the last ring,
last one, yeah,
the last yellow.
So I wanted to pit really bad. I was kind of hoping it was going to stay green because I was good on fuel, and was just content with riding where I was at. But once the yellow came out, then it was like, man, I want to pit. I figured I would just go in and take 2, but then I was like, man, I know there's going to be some people that stays out. I looked behind me to see what Volpus was doing and saw that he was a little twitchy, and I was like, man, he's going to stay out. So I was like, I'm going to stay out too. I need that control.
Well, it ended up working out great. Joe and Kevin, they both race on Sundays and in the same car, and we saw the tire wear just not drop off enough to justify a pit, and then you make that call at the end. Move of the race there ends up giving you that great position. Joe also commented on starting on the outside, just so hard to get that speed as well. You chose that inside lane. Did you feel very confident on that restart at that point?
Either or. Like, if I restarted on the bottom or the top, the only reason why I restarted on the bottom is because I saw my teammates Colin in 4th place. I knew he had fresh tires, and I wanted to keep the people with 4 freshies back as far as I could. So, either or. If I would have started on top, I feel like I would have been all right going into 1, and then same thing with the bottom. I just chose the bottom because I was hoping that Kyle would get a good launch and start fighting Volpus to hold the 4 tires back.
Well, you became psychic because that's exactly what happened. Kyle got a little bit better of a run following behind you. Joe could just never get down. And then the 3 of you just kind of maintained that distance over the rest of the field for the rest of the race. Any brown pant moment for Daniel Smith here today? Was there any tense moments on the track? A lot of people were getting loose coming out of 4. What was your most frightening moment?
Coming to that last pit stop on the green, I made a last decision to pit. Mm-hmm. I wanted to stay out 1 more lap to double and make sure I was really good to go on fuel. And I figured, man, Volpus is probably going to pit from this lap. And I was like, I called it last second that, okay, yeah, I got to pit. As soon as I hit the brakes, it slid. I almost spun out and hit the barriers, but luckily I was able to calm her down and make pit road.
I love it. I was watching you when that happened, and then Zach as well. We were like, oh, you meant to do that.
Yeah. I've raced against this dude.
It happens.
Because that speed got you back even with Colin. Like, what ended up happening out of that, you came out in front of him. So brown pant moment turned into a moment of brilliance. as you manage to make your way past those drivers down in there. Big win here today. I know you're only part-time, but anytime you can put a trophy up on that mantelpiece, you got to be thrilled. You know, Tony Iverson won this thing last year, led the most laps, looked so strong out there. Grant Applegate with that fire down pole position, all the names, yet it's Daniel Smith on top. Anybody you want to shout out to here today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Team Delusional, the whole crew, that's a part of the team. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be as good as I am. I wouldn't be continuing to learn as I do. It's good to have, you know, this league, this broadcast, and everything the MRL and the Vortex Racing Network do for us is always a blessing, and I enjoy it. Like, whenever I'm able to race like I am, I'm always happy and always a good time.
I love it. I love it. You going to come back maybe next week, Chicagoland, and give her another go?
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, depending on how work schedule and all that is. It's making it a little bit easier for me to race some of these later races, so it could be a possibility. I might be showing up a lot more on Mondays.
All right, give him motivation.
Do you have?
I'll talk to my boys.
Do you have real race car? Do you have real race car experience, or are you only iRacing?
So I don't necessarily have real racing experience. I mean, like a little practice sessions with my dad's late model and stuff like that. But I mean, when it comes to actually driving in a race or anything like that, then no, not personally. But I mean, I've been around it for my whole life, or at least in dirt.
Makes sense.
And practice every now and then and etc. But never really got behind it. But yeah, just mainly just iRacing.
Unreal car control and unreal and raw talent, my friend.
I definitely appreciate it. It's always a bless.
Dad has second thoughts about you putting $35,000 bumper to bumper with a bunch of crazy people.
Oh,
right?
for real.
Yeah, it's one of the things where it's like I'm sure he doesn't put me in the car because he knows I'll probably be better than him. But that's another story.
That's it.
Or get victimized by people. Or get victimized by people that aren't giving you the space you deserve. They're like, hey, it's a new guy. Let's use him up.
Hey, I mean, we all got to gain our respect. So.
That's right. And no place better than the front bumper. Daniel, great run. Congratulations, my friend. Go have a nice frosty beverage, buddy. You earned it.
Oh, you daggum know it, baby. Cracking it open as a peak. Yeah, have a good one. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Daniel Plant Smith, your winner here tonight. Great victory at Indianapolis. Kissing the bricks. I'd let Colin and Tony go by before I got out of my car to kiss the bricks, but good win here by Daniel tonight. And the new points are posted after the last race. Bada bing, bada boom.
Big
and
change
Colin Bollinger. Yeah, look at the jump. Jordan going to drop a spot. Matt Novella going to end up moving up, but look at the gap now, 31 points. Today, Novella did finish in third. I'm sorry. Whoop.
No, he did not.
Let's try that again. That was last week.
Novella finished
last week.
over in 14th too. At 11 to that, Mean Gene, even worse than Iverson in 10th.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
so Matt Novella, not a strong run today, but better than the not starting Jordan Fisher.
Yeah, that just starting will get you a handful of points, right?
But that's because not starting Andrew Bolander.
Yep. And if I hate to harp on Tony Iverson,
little drop there.
We're a big fan of Iverson, good friends with Iverson, to be entirely transparent. And I guess probably why I have such an easy time being harder on him. But wow, that's got to be viewed as an enormously blown opportunity for Tony Iverson. He had the race in his hands. He can't control the caution that puts him behind the 8 ball, that puts him behind guys like Smith, Kyle, and Volpus. And hey, Mean Gene, all things considered, maybe that race wasn't winnable after that pit strategy, right? Maybe taking 4 and putting yourself behind those 3 guys with no tires made the race unwinnable. But you know what it didn't make it? It didn't make it a race to where you had to finish in 10th place, where Iverson should have been holding on to a top 5 easily. Bollinger couldn't afford that. Fisher wasn't in this race. He had a 1 or 2 point difference between him and Fisher. He did not need to care about Tony Iverson. Iverson needed to care about Colin Bollinger. And this right here on screen is why those points are so important. And I hope we're not talking about this when we start dwindling this down to a championship 4, to the final 8, because these are the races where you need to grasp what's in front of you. You need the type of playoff points available to you. And Tony Iverson is talented enough to where he'll be racing for an opportunity at this championship. He has not raced for a championship, or he has not raced for a championship, I should say, since you and I have been in the booth here together. However, this season is showing so much of just understanding the talent around him. And today was an opportunity to grasp that. You didn't have Fisher. You didn't have Bollinger. All you had to worry about was Bollinger, and you couldn't get past that. Nor could Colin, but Colin could afford it. And the one picture of that is the guy sitting in second place now, the guy who, I guess, true DDI form, has been just a staple of consistency, Matt Novella.
Yeah, Matty moving up again, just continues to show that overall speed and ability. Today, not a great day for Matt, finishing down in 14th, but consistency breeds success, and he is the guy up in second, going by Fisher. The thing about Iverson, though, I don't want to beat on this dead horse too much. You're talking about Iverson needs to show more patience, needs to show more maturity, whatever word you want to use. But you know what I do notice about Tony versus last year is he's faster.
Yes.
He's faster. And maybe, that's just that curve where figuring out when I can be faster. I know I'm faster than that guy in front of me. He needs to move. He needs to effing move. And then what happens is what happened right there. You might say what happened with Jared Kelly and Mata was kind of similar with the amount of rubbing that went on. But then Mata said, all right, you go bye-bye. I blocked you enough. You're not going to get that out of Colin, though. I mean, Colin's a champion. He won last year in this league. He's won an Xfinity Cup. He's battling for an Xfinity Cup this year. The guy's a champion, and if you throw a punch at a champion, they're going to throw a punch back at you. And I think that's what we saw. But Tony is faster, and I think once he puts it all together, he is going to be a really hard out in those playoffs moving forward. Just the ability that he has to show that speed.
Yeah, I think you're totally right about that. I would totally agree with you.
But there are mistakes. But there are mistakes. But wouldn't you rather be in his position and be able to say, well, shit, if I work on X, Y, and Z, I know I'll be there at the end, rather than be in a position, I'm not going to call a driver out, of just saying, golly gee, I wish I had more straight speed.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to really talk about, and not talk about, but kind of analyze, right? Because you look at someone like Tony Iverson. I guess I'll give myself as an example. Me and Gene, last year I came into the MRL Truck Series over on Thursday nights. Catch that in 2 days or 3 days time here on this network, and I was running top 9, 8, and lucking into, in my opinion, top 5 finishes. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this league has gotten so much better. I'm screwed. I have no chance to win races anymore. And instead of, and again, I'm not criticizing what Tony is doing. Instead of doing what Tony is, because what Tony is doing is he is just thinking, screw that. I am still Tony Iverson. I'm going to drive to the front. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to show everyone who I am.
Wreckers are wreckers, baby.
Exactly. I was the opposite, and I don't know who's better. I don't know who's better in terms of mentality. He's a better driver than me. But I approached it like, let me give this time, and I ended up winning that championship, and I didn't win a race until a couple races before the chase started. I wasn't guaranteed in the chase until a couple races before, but I was patient with it, and I forced myself, and I practiced hard enough to get as good as the guys around me who are newer, the Jordan Fishers of the world, for what Iverson's dealing with right now, is what I did. Iverson has approached it completely differently. And again, there is no right or wrong way to do this. Just because I won that championship does not mean Iverson's not going to win this one, or doesn't mean that what he's doing right now won't make it easier for him. It could be the right way to do it. So far, here he is, 44 points back, 4th place. Again, it's so easy to criticize a guy in 4th place, right? Like, acting like he's not doing a great job. He's doing an excellent job, but we're so used to him controlling this league. It's going to be interesting. And one more thing to just solidify my point. Let's go to the far right of that graphic up right now, the incidents per race, right to the left of teams. There's only one guy that can match him, that's Matt Novella, but that's just Matt Novella. Matt Novella always seems to find a way to somehow make contact and finish well. Iverson seems to be a little bit harder. Michael Mata, no surprise there. We talked a lot about Mata today. You have to go all the way down to Steve Lewis in 13th place to find anybody who can even come close to as many incidents per race as Tony Iverson is responsible for right now. That is showing his super aggression that he has really displayed this season. That's showing how differently he has driven this season compared to last. He was towards the bottom of incidents last year, Mean Gene. And so this is a big difference and a different Tony Iverson we're seeing. And I agree with you. He's a faster driver, and he is not willing to accept that he is not the fastest driver on track. And honestly, man, he may be right.
Yep. We're just going to have to see how it unfolds, because I think it's not going to change. Next week, Chicagoland going to be the same way. That's another track where he knows he's got that speed. Though what I do hope that happens for him, though, is I hope Buddy Sully and maybe David Owens can come back and make an appearance. That way maybe Tony will have people running interference for him as well. Kind of help him cut through that field, and maybe even be, I can't believe I'm going to say this, maybe David Owens can be a voice of reason in their Discord to just let him know, buddy, you're fast. You don't have to do that.
You're not wrong about that, though.
You're going to get by that guy, because if anybody waits and strikes like a viper, hey, man, it's David Owens. That dude knows when. I've seen David sit in third place an entire race, and I've asked him afterwards. I said, what? You were right there. You could have won. He said, no. That was as fast as my car could go, and I wasn't going to wreck or ruin my race. And then I've also seen him just lurk for 150 laps, and then on the last lap, strike like a viper and take home the dub.
Thursday night.
We just saw that recently.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's just something that he has the ability to do. And you put that together along with what Iverson's been displaying this year, I think Tony could be a really hard out. A lot of these guys, so I mean, look at Michael Mata. The guy runs up at the front constantly, and we know he's got that raw speed. And with that 9.1 incidents per race, we also know that he's, okay with getting underneath somebody, making contact. So a lot of big names here. Really want to give a shout out, though, to Eric, great finish. That puts him firmly in 8th. Kevin Kyle with that 2nd place, firmly in 9th. And then it gets a little bit sideways, a little bit crooked down there. Once you start looking at Guy or Medina Sanders, still
Applegate.
Wondering what they're going to happen. But that gap is big. Lewis and Applegate really got to put this thing together if they want to get back into the competition. And then, looking at 15th down, all those guys needing a win. 2 races remaining. Applegate needs to make both of them. Hillman is, qualified on starts, and then Clausen, if he can start next week as well. I know Clausen's schedule changed, but Zach trying to defend that incident per race title that he's got going on.
He spells it wrong.
One more race. No, he needs one more race. If Zach can get one, Clausen can get one more race, then he'll be legit and could possibly win the incident per race award at the end of the year.
Yeah, he could. And also, my apologies. I thought he spelled his name correctly. He does not, Mean Gene. There's a K in there.
No.
It's not how he spells it.
Nah, he ain't going to do that. No. Anyhow, he's going to do it.
I'm kidding, of course, Zach. But Applegate has to be one you look at. I mean, I feel better about saying this now that we know he's freaking 23 years old. But Applegate, I think he's got to win, Mean Gene. I know he's capable of closing that gap down to Sanders. I don't want to think about that on Grant Applegate. He showed today what he's capable of. He's got to bring that 14 to victory lane, and he has 2 weeks to do it.
Yeah, because he can't think, Jack Sanders will have 2 bad races in a row.
Exactly.
No. Jose and Dalton, they'll have 2 bad races in a row. No.
Nope. Kevin Kyle, absolutely not.
No, these guys are not. They might have 1 bad race. They might get wrecked, but they're both going to show up at they're all going to show up to race. They're all going to do wood. I mean, shit, Jack Sanders, this is a season 2 champion. Dalton Geyer is a perennial podium finisher in the truck league that he came out of. So these guys aren't going to vanish. Jose Medina's battling right now for top 10 over in the Sunday Premier Cup. All these guys experienced. They know how to finish races. So, I don't want to say, Grant, you got to win, but Grant, you got to win.
I agree with you. And
that's how it is. And Louis the same way,
Yeah, it kind of is that way on the cut line there. And what's so amazing about this league is looking at those guys let's just go from 8 to 12. Kevin Kyle, until last week, was leading the Sunday BRL season standings. That league has guys like David Medina and Jason Landry in it, two of the best drivers that this network has ever seen, and Kevin Kyle was outpointing them. And then you look at Dalton Geyer. Dalton Geyer, when he makes the playoffs, Geyer has made the Final Four over 75% of the time. He has made the playoffs as a whole. He goes to the Final Four. He knows how to point race. You don't want to let that dude in the round of 12. Trust me, you don't. And then guys like Jose Medina, so fast, waiting for the opportunity to win a race, waiting for that stretch where we know that Jose can just top five, even podium. We know that's coming. It is so cutthroat from 8 on down to, everyone on screen. Nobody is safe. And just like you said, from Lewis down to Applegate, all the way down to Clausen, you got to get yourself in victory lane if you want to race for a championship here on Monday nights.
The thing is, I've seen almost all these guys win.
Yeah, same. And they've beaten me.
I haven't seen Applegate win yet, and I haven't seen Clausen win yet. But everybody else, I'm pretty sure, has a win in a truck,
or a championship,
or a car. So all those guys know what to do once they get in the lead. It's like Joe said, though. Let's just see where you are on that last fuel run, as far as that fuel goes. But we'll just have to see. But luckily, we're going to find out real soon. So that is going to wrap us up for tonight. But hey, don't be scared. Don't be sad, because we got plenty more racing coming your way right here on the Vortex Racing Network. Next week, of course, we will be at Chicagoland. And as always, practice is going to start at 10 Eastern. Race will start at 11 Eastern, but we'll be on the air about 10:45 to get that thing started. And tomorrow, though, we're going to continue the racing here as Vortex Racing Network. Going to have trucks tomorrow night, Big Truckin' Tuesday, Bonfire Race League continuing their battle in their season number 15.
We're cutting down to 4 drivers tomorrow, Mean Gene. It's going to be a big
14,
race tomorrow.
Season 14. No, season 12. Season 12 of trucks. Oh.
And tomorrow we decide our Final 4.
Yeah. That's going to be an amazing cutoff race. Yeah. We're going to see who's going to put who into the wall. Because, again, it's not a win and you're in. It is points. So, and it is tight with just those points. And Best of the Rest series also going on as well. So, plenty of action going to be on Vortex tomorrow night, Big Trucking Tuesday. Wednesdays did wrap up, so we will not be on air Wednesday. We will be prepping the crew for the early Monday broadcast, the 6:30 broadcast Monday for the ARCA series. And there it is right there. All the action is going to start on the 27th at Chicagoland. So not that long away.
We don't have to fly. We get to stay local. We don't even have to. We get to race and then go straight to the booth. We don't even have to travel because we'll be in Chicagoland all day. It'd be a great day for us.
That's right. Yep. I'm not hotboxing my. I'm not hot racking my space. So you gotta stay out of that.
Not this Monday.
Not going to happen. That'll be next Monday, though. And Thursday, the Thursday Thriller Truck Series. Kevin Kyle bringing that to us live. So thank you, Kevin, continuing to contribute in more ways than one. Yeah, and that stuff is hot. Kevin's a hell of a broadcaster. That dude's got he can color, anchor, and do the play-by-play all at the same time. And then the end of the week, of course, or the beginning of the week, however you want to look at it. Sunday Premier Cup will continue as they will be forced onto a road course.
Let's go. Yeah. Jason Landry time, baby. Where's Jordan Fisher?
Landry time. Yes. Where's Jordan Fisher when you need him? No doubt. Lots of action going on, though. So great opportunity for you. Go ahead and hit like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends about this. Let's keep these broadcasts going. The only way to make that happen is for you, the fan at home. I know you like what you see because you're listening to it right now. Tell your friends. If everybody watching got one more person to join, this thing would blow up like a Roman candle on the 4th of July. And you don't even need to be Najee Harris and aim the thing at your eyeball. You can just enjoy it like a normal freaking person. Going to wrap it up here from Indianapolis. Congratulations, of course, to Daniel Plant-Smith getting that big win here today. Part-time driver collects a trophy. KK Woodscapes got the order in, and he'll be receiving that in the mail very, very soon. Big shout out to our sponsor here today, Chantilly Lace Photography. Always a pleasure to do business. Krista, thank you so much. Brandon as well. They have run that business for over 20 years, 3 locations on the East Coast, Charleston and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, as well as Savannah, Georgia. This is a photography destination. They can put your portfolio together. They can put together your album. It could be an engagement. It could be a wedding. It could be a graduation. It could be a homecoming. So many things, so many packages that these guys offer. Give them a look. Chantilly Lace Photography. They can handle whatever you need memorialized. Also, KK Woodscapes. Thank you so much, Kevin. All the trophies that he puts out for the drivers, season wins as well. KK Woodscapes right there. He paints them, he cuts them, he paints them, he burns them, however you want. Look at that. Such excellent craftsmanship. Yes, that is a surfboard, and it could be yours if you contact KK Woodscapes. But on behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, want to thank all of the boys back in the production truck, admins for the Moonlight Racing League as well. Wraps us up from Indianapolis. We'll be here tomorrow night checking out the truck action. Final 4 on the line. On behalf of all of us, as always, bottoms up and hammer down.